Mendoza Mania Bowl, says Father Dismas, and that's exactly what this is. Mendoza Mania Bowl. We are going to. This is exciting. This is exciting. The last time the Jets were in the conversation for the first overall pick, I'm sorry, but for the top quarterback, one of the top quarterbacks was when Justin Fields and Trevor Lawrence faced off against each other in this very same game. And Justin Fields won that game. And look where he is now. We didn't draft him. He ended up on our roster in one of the worst years ever that we've had as Jets fans. And that led us to this game where we're watching the same thing. Meanwhile, the Jaguars are in the playoffs, and they'll probably beat the Buffalo Bills. So a little bit of Jets history there. Pained Jets history. But anyway, I've got a score prediction for you guys. First of all, let's see who Baal is favoring tonight. He can be maniacal sometimes, as you all know. Where is he? Oh, he's going with Indiana. Look at that. Look at that. And where am I going? Where am I going? Trevor Lawrence at Clemson was insane. Yes, he absolutely was. Let me get the cloak of invisibility up here so I can show you guys what the prediction is. Oh, there it is. 26-22. Oh, wait a minute. You don't see it yet. Hold on. There we go. I had to change the channel. There we go. 26-22. I've got Indiana beating Oregon. I'm just looking for a good game. I want to see what these well, we know what Mendoza can do. We know exactly what Mendoza can do. I'm not really sure what Dante Moore can do. But let's see. But these takes where he should stay in school are insane. Insane. Evening PFD. I am sick and may not make it to the finish. Oh, the keeper of the belts has fallen ill. Yeah, many of us have. So believe me, I get it. I get it. I was floored for over a week, man. Whatever's been going around has been just maniacal. It's been terrible. It's been terrible, so get yourself some rest. It sucks. We got a big weekend ahead of us, Matt West. We might have to have somebody take over the keeper of the belt duties. I don't know if that SG is going to want to do it, whatever he arrives, if he arrives. We might have to have another political situation going on like we had that one time. I am excited to see this game, though. I'm excited to see what... I mean, this is a great kickoff to what's going to be an insane wild card weekend. We got the whole John Harbaugh stuff happening. And what's interesting about that is some of these teams lose this weekend. We could have more coaches on the market. Could Mike Tomlin be on the market? Could Mike LaFleur be on the market? Matt LaFleur, sorry. That'll be interesting. I'll tell you what, if Matt LaFleur is let go, some team has the opportunity to grab him with Malik Willis, the person he has resurrected. And that would be a golden opportunity for the Jets. So in a situation like that, I would say, man, you need to do that. You need to do that. Even in college, Justin Fields wasn't a prolific passer. I want to say his last season at OSU was Garrett Wilson for like 700 yards. You know, I've seen highlights. He looked like he had a killer deep ball. Looked like he had an accurate deep ball. Looked like he could read a defense. But I mean, you know, the pros, it's a completely different game, as we know. Tim Daniels here says, I don't know who Mendoza plays for, but I'm rooting for the other team because Rich has been insufferable about him and Muji. You have to spell Darren Muji's name right. There's no H. Just get the H out of there. Get the H out of here. Jets picked a hell of a time to be loyal to Glenn. Yeah, I mean, this is insane. We have never seen. Well, if that happens, we'll have Harbaugh, Stefanski, LaFleur, and Tomlin on the market. Could you imagine? And the Jets don't jump on one of those guys? That's when I would lose my mind. Because again, I'm not in the camp of, hey, fire Aaron Glenn. I think he has there's an argument that could be made that he wasn't dealt the best hand. So, okay, give him another year. But in a situation like that, with that many coaches available, if you don't get rid of him, then, oh, man, that's going to drive me nuts. It's going to drive me nuts. What's going on, SG? What's good? So the poll, people have the Giants winning the poll. When I came in before, the Dolphins were winning the poll, but the Giants are winning the poll now. But I mean, Green Bay, Buffalo, they could have coaching vacancies. And you know, I don't think Sean McDermott's going to be a guy that anybody looks at for anything other than defensive coordinator, probably. But if he gets fired, if they lose, and if they lose, I do believe he will get fired. And I think that's exactly what Harbaugh's looking at right now. I think Harbaugh's looking at a situation where he's like, there are some good teams in the playoffs that could lose in round one, and there could be more options open to me. And if he has an opportunity to go up to Buffalo with Josh Allen, I think he might take that. Ashley comes in with a 20 spot. Thank you very much. An offering to the Fund for Mendoza. Mendoza-less souls, yes, pray for them. I really hope we are not Mendoza-less when the time comes. It's going to be tragic. So with that being said, thank you very much, by the way, Ashley. With that being said, I kind of want Dante Moore to ball out here, so it gives the Raiders just a little pause before they're like, okay, we're definitely going to take Mendoza. Maybe they'll be like, wait a minute, let's take a look at Dante Moore. Of course, it depends on who their head coach is going to be. I do think if it's Kingsbury, that they could go with Dante Moore just because of the mobility factor, but you never know. You never know. Mendoza looks like a more polished product, but there people look at him and say he's flawed. So what are you going to do? Ashley is your number one contender. There she is right up on screen. I'm going to get her name right where it is, or right where it needs to be for the streams. Hi, offering. Thank you very much. But yeah, Mendoza. You guys know. You guys know how I feel about this guy. And again, you know, don't know if he's going to be a top 10 guy. Don't know if he's going to be, I think he'll be a top 10 guy. I think he'll definitely be a top 10 guy. Don't know if he'll be a top 5. I think that's if he hits his absolute ceiling. Top 5. I don't know that he'll ever be top 3. I don't know if that's in the cards. Top 5, I believe, is his absolute ceiling. Thank you very much, Ashley. But man, hey, look at this. Brian Dusenberry is here. Horror King. I love the way he says hello to everybody. He just greets them, PFD. Ashley. Beautiful. Mendoza is a handoff merchant like JJ. You're out of your mind. Loco is hitting the scotch a little early tonight, I think. No, he is not a handoff merchant. Come on. Are you serious? Mendoza, I mean, it's going to be, Mendoza when he comes in the NFL, if he ends up in the AFC West, by the way, Loco, you know, that is going to push what's your boy's name? Bo Nix. He's going to be the 4th best quarterback in the AFC West. Bo Nix is going to be the 4th best quarterback in the AFC West if Mendoza goes to the Raiders. He might be the 4th best quarterback in the AFC West if Dante Moore goes to the Raiders. So that's where you are with your quarterback. I think Sirianni might be out too. Yeah, people are saying I'm crazy. They're like, oh, so they're going to fire a Super Bowl winning coach. And I'm just like, they did it before. You know what I mean? There's a statue of a man in front of their stadium that they fired. They built the statue and said, you know what? Get out of here. We're done with you. So, you know, I don't know. If they lose and their offense collapses, you know, the general consensus is they're going to fire the offensive coordinator, which, okay, yes, they will, but I think Sirianni can go with them because this will be the second time they collapsed, and it will be evident that Sirianni is entirely coordinator dependent. And you're in a situation now where there are 2 good coaches on the market, maybe 3. I'm going to include Mike McCarthy there. I don't know if Philly will go Mike McCarthy, but you're in a situation like that. You know, if Tomlin's out, if LaFleur's out, I think Philly will pull the plug on Sirianni right away. Right away. Bo picks, yes. I can't believe anyone would let their coach go. Yeah, it's like the The Bengals and the Jets are just holding on to their coaches like a whoopee. I'm hyped for this game. We had a nap, so I may make it to the end. We will see. Well, if you need to take a rest, Matt West, you do that. And I was going to try to rhyme again. I said rest, Matt West. I couldn't come up with anything. Vest came to mind, but it wouldn't make sense. Stefanski, you guys want to see a cool trick? Stefanski. I don't know what trick that is. You want Stefanski? Would you rather Stefanski? Shane Giggle says, if we lose, I pray Tomlin is gone. You know what? I would say he wouldn't be, but I have no answers anymore. I did not think Stefanski was going to be let go. I did not think Harbaugh was going to be let go. I don't know. Teams are now, it's the Wild West. They're like, nope, let's get rid of the coaches. I was kind of shocked that Pete Carroll was let go in year one. But hey, I suppose they know what they're doing. In a year when everybody's just getting rid of coaches, good coaches too, the Jets are holding on to their coach, which again, maybe that's fine. Who knows? There was a guy on Twitter who's a Jets fan, and he was saying, Jets fans are mad at me because I'm saying Dante Moore should stay in school to avoid the Jets instead of having to play for the worst coach in NFL history. And I'm like, where are you getting worst coach in NFL history? Like, these narratives just don't make sense. Worst coach in NFL history. Wow. With an expansion roster, granted, he wasn't great. He did some things that made me scratch my head. That Denver game, going into halftime, I was like, what do we do? I was yelling at my TV. But, he's a first-year head coach. And I'm willing to let him make mistakes with this roster. If this roster was a win-now roster, that's different. Like, if say, the Ravens had a coach that did something like that, I would say you got to get rid of that guy now, immediately, before you waste Lamar. But we're not in a situation like that. So it's a little different. It's a lot different, actually. If we get blown out but keep Tomlin, I will hate the Ravens even more. I don't know that you'll get blown out. I don't think you're going to win. I don't know that you get blown out. The big narrative is it's going to be cold, and the Texans don't play well in the cold. What's it going to be? What's the weather going to be? Let's take a look. Weather for the Steelers, Texans game. What is it going to be? So one day ago, it's not telling me. Oh, wait a minute. Playing. Home teams are 1-14 in the playoffs over the past 10 years and playing on the road below 40 degrees, and it's supposed to be 36. So we're right at that mark. That does not bode well for the Texans, but, whatever. I'd rather Dable as OC, but Stefanski as HC wouldn't be bad as long as Fangio and Stoutland stay. Yeah, I don't think they'll get rid of Fangio. Well, you never know. You bring in a new coach, you might want to bring in his guys. Stroud can buckle under pressure. He can. That Texans defense, though, when they are on, they are a nightmare. That's the only thing. But you got DK Metcalf back. That's the only thing that gives me pause for the Steelers. I wouldn't be surprised if the Steelers won. I picked the Texans to win. Would not be surprised if the Steelers won. Shane Giggle says we've been blown out in seven straight playoff games. Is that what you're talking about? Were they all blowouts? I don't remember. But we'll see. I mean, the Texans are a good team. I don't know that they're an absolute powerhouse. Again, their defense can be smothering. But if that doesn't happen, well, Steelers could have a shot. Okay, we've got, what's going on? Indiana won the toss. Indiana elected to do something, to defer their option until the second half. They'll kick off. Okay, so Indiana's kicking off. Oregon, we're going to see Dante Moore first. Let's see what this kid's got. This is the first time I'm going to watch a full Dante Moore game. An actual Dante Moore game in real time. So this is a special moment. Yeah, Father Dismas, what's going on with the holy water? I mean, I don't know. The league might start thinking about outlawing some of this stuff. I have a hard time believing you didn't play a hand in that. What is in that holy water? There's more than just prayers, I think. I love Derek Stingley, but I'm rooting for the Steelers. One last time for Aaron Rodgers. You know what? I would like to see Rodgers go make a deep run in the playoffs if you can. I would like to see that. I really have no love for the Texans. I don't care about the Texans. The Steelers, grew up kind of close to fairly close Jersey. That's close enough, closer than Houston is. So I have some sort of affinity for the Steelers. I knew a lot of Steelers fans throughout my time, and yeah, it's nice to see Rodgers. I like to see Rodgers. I mean, what were we talking about? We were talking about a Steelers Green Bay Super Bowl. Could you imagine that? Rodgers against the Packers in the Super Bowl. I mean, I think we would all be down for that. Unless, of course, your team is in the playoffs right now, and it's not one of those teams. There we go. There is the kickoff, and Oregon takes it to about the 19. Here comes Dante Moore. All right, let's start this game. First quarter. I am all fired up about this weekend, though. We had a great game last night. This is probably going to be a good game. This weekend's going to be nuts. Bill Cowher took Cordell to an AFC Championship game and Neil O'Donnell to 2 account games and a Super Bowl. And then Neil O'Donnell came to the Jets, and I hated him. I hated him with my everything inside me. Couldn't stand him. I was like, why? There's an injured Hoosier on the field already. So spraying the bone breaker is already starting. I absolutely hated that. I was, oh God, I was like, why are we doing this? Why? We make holy water by boiling the hell out of it. Is the water filtered first? These are good questions. That's really how you make holy water? Isaac says, I have a soft spot for the Texans. D'Amico is my favorite coordinator ever. Well, that makes sense. And I used to live in Texas over a decade ago. Indiana runs the ball almost as much as Michigan did in 2023. But the J.J. McCarthy complete passes the way Mendoza does. No. Mendoza makes some big-time throws and big-time spots, man. You cannot ignore that. 14:50. I can't wait for that 45-minute halftime to come up, huh? Excuse me. Dante Moore back to pass. And that ball is picked off, and that's a pick 6. Oh, stay in school, kid. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Oh, boy. And the Jets would have the second pick. Oh, my God. The second you mention the Jets with this kid's name, that's what happens. Oh, dear God. Wow. Okay, we have to change the score, I guess, right? Well, this game might not be as close as we thought. Oh, my God. Are you kidding me with this? Oh, dear God. Oh, no, just regular water, bless. Sometimes add blessed salt. We're starting with unseriousness already, yeah. Already. This is crazy. So let's take a look at this. Dante Moore takes the snap. That was terrible. That was atrocious. I mean, if this was Madden, we would have hit the reset button. Been like, no, we're starting this game over. Quickest I've seen a touchdown, man. McCarthy had a 73% completion percentage in 2023. He didn't throw much, though. I mean, Mendoza does throw. And he, but, again, when we compare his numbers to guys like Joe Burrow, not even close. They're not even close. But I'm not saying he's going to be the best quarterback in the league. I think he's going to be a franchise quarterback. I think he's going to work. Maybe not with the Raiders. If he goes to the Raiders. They have no offensive line. That's a Jets quarterback I've ever saw. There it is. That's what I was waiting for. That's what I was waiting for. I think I said it first. Oh, God, I hate his face. I can see he's wearing a green helmet, and he's got that stare. And, yeah. He comes out. Let's trade that pick. He might need to go back to school. I'm basing it all on that one pass. That's it. I don't care what he does. I'm basing it all on that one pass. Oh, he's coming back out onto the field. Let's see. He threw as much as Mendoza. Well, I do know Mendoza is better than Bo Nix. I do know that. All right, so Dante Moore has thrown one pass for a touchdown today. It was just to the other team. Jets have an O-line, yes. They have an O-line. We got Garrett Wilson. There are some things there and a lot of draft capital. So there are some things there. Moore pitches this out. They're like, let's not let him throw the ball anymore. There is, let's say, a gain of 4. More Mendoza. That's what I want. Nobody threw the ball like Joey B. Yeah. And I remember him getting compared to Tony Romo when he was coming out in the draft. Like, oh, you might be pretty good. And it's just like, I think he's going to be better than pretty good. 2nd and 6. How many attempts did Bo Nix have? Could we look that up? And there's the handoff again. And Oregon's getting some yardage. That's a first down. They're moving the football, just not through the air. Let me take a look at Bo Nix's. Bo Nix. Here we go. Bo Nix's college stats. College stats by year. Excuse me. He threw 45 touchdowns in his last season. That's pretty good. Excuse me. Screen pass. It's another first down for Oregon. Hey, you know what? Brett Favre threw a pick 6, I think, in his first NFL pass. Even though this wasn't an NFL pass, still. So did Sam Darnold, by the way. If you give him a running back, a wide receiver 1, and an O-line, you can teach the rest with the right OC. Yeah, I think the Jets would be a much better place for Mendoza than the Raiders would be. But, unfortunately, it's not up to me. I wish it was. 77 completion percentage last season, too. Yeah, and he was putting up, 75 yards a game? I remember, what was the Jets game? He threw for 68 yards, 67 yards. Nix is okay. We'll see what he does in the playoffs. 2nd and 7. Here is Dante Moore. Throws over the middle, and that's caught. Oh, it's dropped. Should have been caught. So, what is your take on Dante Moore, Loco? Would you prefer Dante Moore over Mendoza, or would you balk on all of these quarterbacks? Melissa Klein's here. Good evening, Melissa Klein. My voice is already suffering from last night. Melissa Klein's your number 2 contender, and we still got 3 more days, 6 games to go after this one. Man. Did you win that Jet game? I don't remember. Dante Moore was working out of the shotgun. Melissa Klein, Dante Moore threw a pick 6 on his first pass, by the way. Just so you know. Oh, it's 7-0. I have 6-0 on here. And Malik Benson gets a first down. 7-zip. Moore probably another year in college. Yeah, I do have cough drops inside. My voice has been fine all day. I don't know why it's doing this right now. It's been fine all day. 3 more days, 6 games to go. I'm here for it. I am ready. Get your robot voice box ready. I'm going to have to put an AI version of myself here and just type out what I want to say. That's probably the future of streaming. 3-yard gain on the ground for the Oregon Mighty Ducks. Local loves Bo Nix. Bo Nix did everything. He saved 7 dogs from a burning building last year at Oregon. I thought Mendoza magic was already in effect. No. It doesn't even, well, it is in effect. I mean, he's the one that picked that ball off. No, I'm just kidding. It's probably because he's on the team that the defense plays with this sort of confidence, though. And I would imagine Dante Moore is terrified that he's facing that man on the other side of the field. So it all comes into play, every single bit of it. 10:32 left in the first. We got 3rd and 3 coming up. Excuse me, I'm clearing my throat a lot. What is going on, Soldier? Good to see you. Bo Nix is actually, oh, that's right, he is afraid of dogs. How do you, oh, come on. How do you support somebody who's afraid of dogs? I mean, there's got to be something wrong with that guy. Nice pass by Dante Moore over the middle. That's a first down. All right, looks like he's got the, whatever was affecting him on that first pass, looks like he's kind of got it all figured out right now. So, remember when Tebow was the next one? Yeah. It was, Josh McDaniels. That was some nice ball placement. That was very nice ball placement by Dante Moore. All right. If he comes back and wins this game, that would be remarkable. But I mean, already just looking at him, to take that pick six out of it, he does look way more NFL ready than either of the quarterbacks we saw last night. Just by looking at him, he actually kind of looks the part. Yeah, not liking dogs is a big red flag. That's what I'm saying. I would be embarrassed to have that man quarterbacking for my team if he's afraid of dogs. I mean, come on. What's he going to do when he plays the Cleveland Browns? Run away? Go home? Did you hate Tebow when he hit DT in that playoff game in overtime? Deep ball by Tim Tebow. Moore rolls out, gets the ball off. I mean, his ball placement is very nice. 2nd and 4, that's a first down. All right. Not looking bad, not looking bad. We got 8:14 left, 1st and 10. Mendoza hasn't even been on the field yet. Hey, what's going on, Christian Arias? Timeout by Indiana. They need to take a breather. Wow, look at this. Broncos beat the Browns with Nix. Oh, stop. You're so close to a phantom zoning tonight already. We're not even through the first quarter yet. Hopefully don't give Garrett his helmet. Dante Moore is only 20. Is he definitely declaring for the draft? He has not definitely declared for the draft yet. So we'll find out. When does he have to make his decision by? Pretty soon. But no, he has not declared for the draft yet. And then there are arguments for doing it. Taking a whole avoid the Jets thing out of it. There are arguments for doing it and arguments against doing it. I mean, he goes into the draft. If he goes back to school, he's not guaranteed he's going to be in the top 2 conversation next year. So there's that. He's only got like 19 starts. So, okay, if you want to go back to school and get a few more starts under your belt, fine. But it's risky. It's risky. And you get hurt. A lot of things. You just have a bad season. A lot of things could happen. He get pushed way down that draft board. Now, some people might argue if he gets pushed down the draft board, he's going to end up with a better team. So there's that too. You know, a better situation. But the idea that the Jets are a bad situation is remarkable to me because, you know, they have the draft capital, they have the offensive line, they have Garrett Wilson. It's like they have these things in place that are enticing. And again, if Aaron Glenn doesn't look the part next year, you can get rid of him and bring in a new coach. Trey Lance 2.0 is what you're calling Dante Moore. I remember you hated Caleb Williams too. A lot of quarterbacks. You hated Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams. You're like over in terms of these quarterbacks. Trey Lance only had 20 or so starts too. Yeah, that does scare me. That's the same thing with Ty Simpson. Does not have a lot of starts. I don't like that. I don't like a guy who doesn't have a lot of starts and then has to go to a team that needs him to be the savior. Now, I don't think, whether it's Mendoza or Moore, I don't think the Jets are going to roll him out there and make him start right away. I'm not sure the Raiders will do that either, but you never know. Hoosiers, says Christian Arias. Yes. Let's go. That first pick six was pretty crazy, though. Pretty crazy. Jaden didn't do much this year, though. He got hurt. He was hurt most of the year. That Tim Tebow loss should have gotten Mike fired. You've been calling for Mike Tomlin's job for a long time then, huh, Shane Giggles? Did you want him fired then? Oh, and Caleb's benefiting from the run game. How dare he? How dare he benefit from the run game? I know plenty of quarterbacks who had good run games and couldn't do anything. You got to give Caleb his flowers. It's not all the run game and Ben Johnson's a genius. Some of it's Caleb. I genuinely don't understand why the media is saying Moore should go back to school to avoid us. The Raiders, Browns, Titans don't get the same treatment. It's such a lazy narrative. It's such a lazy narrative. And I'm glad Garrett Wilson came out and called out Stephen A. Smith. It's such a lazy, ridiculous narrative. Avoid this team. They say they destroy quarterbacks. What quarterbacks have we destroyed? Come on. Brandon Smith, good evening to you from where I am. He's from Louisiana. Dante Moore's got a lot of time. Throws to the end zone, and that is overthrown. 3rd and 12 coming up. Yeah, DT was a great receiver. Underrated indeed. He was fantastic. Caleb doesn't deserve flowers yet. Let's see what he does this weekend. Very curious to see what he does against the Packers. Oh, look at that. Ashley's from Louisiana, too. Hi.
Hi, I wanted to show you something.
Yeah. Oh, your brother's here.
Caroline sent that.
Oh, my God. They're listening to me.
Can they see it?
Can they? So that's PFA's brother and Christian Arias listening to the stream as we are here. And there's a touchdown by Dante Moore. What a pass. This guy could be the Jets quarterback, by the way.
How did you see that?
I saw it out of the corner of my eye. When there's a touchdown happening, I never miss it.
You were right there.
Yes.
Cute picture, right?
That is a cute picture.
They're out at the bar listening.
Two handsome men right there. Okay. That's a touchdown. Dante Moore drives downfield. He heard Loco's nonsense and was like, you know what? F that guy in his New Mexico ways. All right, hold on. This is going to be a 7-7 game. Now we got ourselves a ball game, and now we're going to see Fernando Mendoza come out onto the field like the champion he is. Last night we were talking about the, what is it, the new Mortal Kombat movie or something? Or is there a new Mortal Kombat movie? I don't know. Soldier was saying something about how he wants Urban Meyer to play Johnny Cage. I remember that from last night. I don't think the number 2 pick is turning down $60 million. They're not guaranteed to be number 1 next year. That's what I'm thinking, Matt West. That's what I'm thinking. But you never know who's in the guy's ear, who could say, you know, you could benefit from a few starts. But it won't be like, oh, I don't want to play for the Jets, so I'm going to go back to school. It won't be that. It will be, I don't think I'm ready. That's what it'll be. But this whole narrative that he's going to look and see what teams are available. I mean, when does a good team in need of a quarterback have the number 1 pick, right? Unless it's via a trade. Like, have we ever seen that happen? This team is Super Bowl bound. All I need is a quarterback, and they have the number 1 pick. I mean, come on. They are handsome. You and PFA must be very proud. Oh, yes, we are. Yes, we are. We're at the Green Parrot. That's right. Yeah, you know who was a Green Parrot? Lorraine was a Green Parrot. That's the place they're at right now, though. Dante Moore with a few college starts. Trey Lance had a few starts. That's why I said Trey Lance 2.0. Yeah, but it's not apples to apples, man. It's not. Trey Lance never threw the ball the way Dante Moore is throwing a football. Never. Never. They're not turning down a bad team. Yeah, it's so stupid. It's so stupid. You think as one of the best players, one of the best quarterbacks in the country, draft eligible, you're expecting, like it's a surprise to you that a bad team in need of a quarterback is, is drafting at the top of the draft? It's so stupid. These people need things to talk about. Tim Tebow is rated. Jets got the 2nd pick this year. That's right. And that gentleman who just threw a touchdown might be their quarterback. Or this very tall, handsome gentleman you're about to see come out. Done with after Blake Bortles. Oh, so Shane Giggles with a tour says he was done with Tomlin after the Blake Bortles blowout. Wow. So you've been sitting there hammering the table for Tomlin to leave for a while. Man, thank you, Shane Giggles, by the way. I remember when I was doing that test stream during the afternoon. You guys remember that? And Shane Giggles came in. And he's like, this is the only time I'm going to get my name up on screen. When he threw a super chat in there so that he could be the stream's high offering. It was pretty funny. Man, it's been a long time. I don't know. Again, it doesn't compute with me. Having a coach that has that string of success, wanting to move on from him. And again, it's because we have never had that. So, Pittsburgh standards are definitely higher than ours. Our standard is just make us relevant, and Pittsburgh standard is you don't get us to a Super Bowl, we want you gone. It's bananas to manzanas. It's manzanas to manzana. That's how you say it in Espanol. Tebow has more playoff wins than the Jets since 2010. Thank you for that tidbit, Loco. That's great. That's wonderful. You're not making 12 mil in NIL money either. No, so I heard it was like 4, right? I think that's what he would make. Yeah, I mean, between 40 to 60 mil or 4 mil. I grew up in Baton Rouge, God's Country. Did you ever hear the song "In God's Country" by U2? It's a great song. If you're at the Green Parrot, Italo, put that on the jukebox. So let's take a look at this replay. Dante Moore takes the snap, steps up in the pocket. His ball placement is pretty damn nice, man. All right, I'm pretty impressed with what I'm seeing. I'm still a Mendoza guy, but, he doesn't look lost out there, and he is pretty accurate. Mendoza hands the ball off, as predicted by Loco. That's about a gain of 1. Trevor Lawrence is Sonya Blade. This is some elite casting for this movie. I would be first in line to get this, to get a ticket for this movie. All right, here we go. 2nd and 9 coming up. Fernando Mendoza working out of the shotgun. Look at him. With his praying hands. Throws the ball. That's some nice ball placement, too. Fernando Mendoza with about a 6-yard gain. 6:29 left on the clock. In the first quarter. A 3rd down coming up. I am pretty impressed that Dante Moore bounced back the way he did. That's impressive. All kidding aside, that was impressive. First pass, pick 6, terrible, obviously, but that he bounced back like that and marched his team right downfield and scored against Indiana. Indiana's been pretty stout this year. What a pass by Fernando Mendoza, though. My Lord. Oh, my God. Back shoulder throw. Look at this. That ball placement was sick. All right. I'm going to go out on a limb and say one of these teams is going to win the Natty. Whoever wins this game. Because This is so different than the quarterback play we saw last night. Can you list all the NFL teams looking for a quarterback? All right, so we got the Jets, the Raiders, the Arizona Cardinals, maybe the Cleveland Browns. I don't think the Saints are anymore. I would put the Rams in that category. Who else? Is that it? Is that it? Maybe the Indianapolis Colts, but I mean they seem pretty sold on Daniel Jones. I don't know if they're looking for a quarterback. There doesn't seem like there were many. Oh, the Miami Dolphins would be looking for a quarterback. Steelers, yeah, true. We need 3 quarterbacks, or do I want to keep Tyrod? I honestly, if Kirk Cousins was available, I would rather Kirk Cousins be the guy to help groom the quarterback moving forward. But if it's not him, I'd be fine with Tyrod. And my only issue with Tyrod is the injury. Like I don't want him to come out in week 2 he's hurt, and now, we're rolling out the rookie or whoever's the third stringer. I mean, that might, maybe the rookie would be the third stringer in that situation. But that's my only issue is that. But I mean, that might be better for us then, because I'm not expecting anything next year in terms of record. So hell, a high pick in a quarterback heavy draft, you could trade that pick and get more assets too, if you already have your quarterback of the future. But a pass by Mendoza, that's another first down on 3rd and 4. I'm thinking of Tyrod as QB3 at this point. Yeah, I mean, I really, I really don't care what the quarterback situation is next year, as long as whatever rookie we draft isn't forced to start. And again, unless it's Mendoza, but I don't want him to have to start from week 1. I would rather him come in like week 8 or something, and just let him get some starts under his belt. But I don't want to force a rookie out there. Mendoza, I mean, you could argue like week 5 or 6, Mendoza could come in. But Dante Moore, I think he has to redshirt the first year. Just because of his age and his limited amount of starts in college. The Dolgas, yes. By the way, Rich, there's a chance I missed the Rams Panther stream in the first half of the Packers Bears, since I'll be flying to Austin tomorrow. Second semester starts on Monday. Well, SG, I mean, figure out a way to reschedule your flight. I don't know what to tell you. Of course, I mean, that's absolutely fine. We'll keep you up to date on everything. Run up the middle on 2nd and 4. That's another first down by Indiana. Tyrod can carry us for a max 5 games. Yeah, maybe. Nuka Bat says evening PFD and Demon Horde. Yeah, that's about Tyrod's limit. That's like all the gas he has in his tank before he gets hurt. Jets have a formidable schedule next year. Yeah, we looked at it yesterday. I mean, I said in a best case scenario, 5 wins. And of those 5 wins, I lean the other team. Maybe they could go either way, but and Hemby takes this down to the 1 or the 2 yard line. We're going to have 1st and goal from about the 1 or the 2 for the Hoosiers. So, yeah, I mean, I could easily see the Jets coming away with another 2-3 win season. And in a situation like that, consecutive seasons like that, I think we would. It's hard, but I think you'd have to get rid of Aaron Glenn at that point. And I'm not saying I wouldn't want them to have that record. I think I would be okay with that record, but consecutive seasons with like 2 and 3 wins, you would think you would see some improvement. And it depends on how the games go, obviously. If they're, with a limited roster, if they're in games and fighting to the end, and they happen to lose, then, maybe we could look at it and be like, Aaron Glenn's actually not doing such a bad job. But yeah, I don't see Yeah, of course, anything. I mean, there's free agency. We still have the draft. Anything could happen. You know, like we could be looking at the schedule, injuries. We could be looking at the schedule come August and saying, hey, you know what? The Jets might be a 6-win team. I doubt that's going to happen, but Mendoza with a beautiful pass to the end zone. Look at that ball placement. My God, this is going to go back and forth. This game is going to be sick. Wow. 4 of 4 for 41 yards and a tutty for Fernando Mendoza. Where's Loco? He's quiet now. He's quiet. There's a lot of silence coming from the Broncos fan. Kick is up and it's good. Everyone getting ready for the dawn of the evil empire, part 2 on Sunday. Yeah, I have been saying it. I think the Patriots could easily win the Super Bowl this year. And man, does that scare me? Does that scare me? The Eagles aren't evil. Doesn't matter if you ignore the listen. The ball placement on this drive was remarkable. Come on, you can't deny that. If he was a bad quarterback, those balls would have been thrown all over the place. If you trade for Tomlin, it's 8-1. You know what I would do for an 8-1 season with a good team? What I would do to sneak into the playoffs and at least have a fighting chance. Oh my God. As long as the Canadian Bills don't win it. So you'd be happy if the Patriots win it? Elmo Jets fan? Because I don't want the Bills. I think the Bills are losing. I'm pretty confident that the Bills are going to lose. That's one that I'm ready to bet the house on. I just don't see them winning that game. I don't see, unless Trevor Lawrence has a terrible game, which I don't think he will, but I don't see Liam Cohen getting outcoached by Sean McDermott. Loco's really, he's grasping at straws right now. Grasping at straws. So if you have a good running game, your quarterback cannot be good, according to Loco. It's not possible for your quarterback to be good if you have a good running game. Like the stream, people, says Soldier. Yes, please. If you hit that like button, it'll make me happy. You guys want me to be happy, right? Well, let me see how many likes we've got so far. 9 likes. We got to get more than that. Come on. Come on. Maybe Hemby's getting 5.2 yards per carry because they have to respect the pass. You ever think of that? That's football too, you know. I don't know if you know that, Coach. Let's see. If it's between them and the Bills, got to go with the Pats. The Bills been flapping their gums for too long. Ooh, I don't know. If it's Bills Patriots, I mean, kill me either way, but I can't have another Patriots dynasty. I can't. They're going to be insufferable. You don't know what you're asking for, Elmo. Oh, yeah, Elway won Super Bowl suddenly, remarkably, when Terrell Davis got there. So let's just say, that was all TD, not Elway. So Lamar's not good because of King Henry or the other running back, Lamar Jackson. There is the kick. If you could get yards running the football, you're going to do that. And if the team fears your quarterback, it's going to be easier for you to run the football. I mean, this is football 101. No AFC team is winning the Super Bowl. Well, I don't know. I don't know. If there's one team in the NFC that I think really has a good shot, it's Seattle. Got a gain of 4 for the Ducks. Bills shall never win a Super Bowl as long as this earth is still rotating. Well, I don't want them to win a Super Bowl. But if they played each other, I would rather the Bills win that game and then get beaten by whoever they play next. That's what I want to see happen. 2nd and 6 coming up for Dante Moore and the Mighty Ducks. And that's the end of the first quarter. We're going to the second quarter. The other running back, Lamar Jackson. I was waiting for SG to notice that. All right, second quarter coming up. Let's get that on screen. Bam, bam. Second doesn't have an E in it, right? There we go. Not the way I spell it. All right. Yeah, Terrell Davis was awesome. Terrell Davis was awesome. It was a shame that the Jets had to run into that buzzsaw, but they did. But they did. Going into that AFC Championship game, man, I was like, Elway could have retired last year, and he didn't. Drove me nuts. Bad clip. I don't think he was talking about you, Tim Daniel. Soldier loves both TDs equally. That's very nice of him. All right, well, I'm impressed with what I'm seeing from both quarterbacks right now. This does look different than that Justin Fields Trevor Lawrence game, by the way. I think we'll be in good shape with either of these quarterbacks. Just got to handle it right. Ozzy's on. What Ozzy song? Did you guys put it on? With college, man, I feel like the commercial breaks are really long and halftime is really long. Is this because they're younger and they want to give them more, like are they having snacks? Like bags of chopped carrots on the sidelines or something? Carrot sticks and Fig Newtons? Because it's ridiculous. It's the Ravens' fault for trying to make Lamar a quarterback. The get fired bowl was in reach. There really was the get fired bowl. You called that, Shane Giggles. But we don't know that Tomlin would have gotten fired for sure. The Hoosier, the Bison, was revived at the beginning of the 2025 season. That bodes well for Indiana's success, yes. It's not normally this long. Man, I mean, this is ridiculous. Funny, always 2 Super Bowl wins. He didn't have to throw the ball as much. No, TD was a monster. Now they're doing a coach's interview as we go into the second quarter. Just start the game already, man. They're playing to the transfer portal between plays. There are a lot of TV timeouts for bowl games. My Lord. Here we go. 2nd and 6 in the second quarter. And Dante Moore working out of the shotgun. Takes the snap, hands it off. That means he's not a good quarterback because he handed the ball off. About 1 yard shy of the first down marker. If your team wants to run the football, that means you're not a good quarterback. That's what we learned tonight. Hi. 14:33 left in the second quarter. 3rd and 2 coming up for the Oregon Mighty Ducks. Dante Moore working out of the shotgun. And he hands the ball off again and gets stopped. Terrible play call. Terrible play call. I hate that. When you hand the ball off out of the shotgun like that, when you only need a couple of yards, I mean, come on. Garbage. That was garbage. So Wilson not handing off made him a good quarterback. Nothing made. Are we talking about Zach Wilson? Nothing made him a good quarterback. Oregon's uniforms are a choice. Yeah, they are pretty strange. And Indiana will take over at the 18. This is where Fernando Mendoza can really blow this game up right now. That's not hyperbole. What are you talking about? So when you run the football, that means your quarterback is bad. That's what Loco basically said earlier. Are those wings on the helmets? I think they are. I think they're supposed to be duck's wings, right? Is that what it is? Or is it a weird attempt at a duck face? I don't know. Well, there are scenarios where you run the football because you can't pass the football. But when you have two quarterbacks that are the top two quarterbacks in the country right now, coming out, probably be the number one and number two pick in the draft, I think the fact that they can run the football probably has something to do with the fact that the defenses are respecting the pass game. But that's just me. I don't know. That's just me. Old school Thor. What about Captain America too? He's got the little wing that like pops up on his mask. Have you guys seen the previews to Avengers Doomsday, the X-Men one with Cyclops? Oof. My God. It's got me all fired up. Geese are much scary. The Oregon Mighty Geese. That would sound good. The Mighty Geeses. What would be, if there were an animal that is not in the NFL right now, or even college? Well, college is hard because there's so many colleges. So I'll just say the NFL. What would be a good animal for the next NFL team, next expansion team or something? Like the Sharks? The Portland Killer Whales? Like what would be the next expansion city? The Crabs? Giraffes. So where would they play? I don't know. So the giraffes would clobber the other teams. How about elephants? Elephants would be good too. It sounded like you said crabs.
Oh, they have to have like a state.
Well, they have to have a city or a state. Yeah.
I have to
think about that. Let me know. They would have helmets like the Bengals. It would be like spotted giraffes, though. The honey badgers. The Rhode Island Roadrunners. That would be good. The cockroaches. All right, we got second down and 10 coming up. 13-12 left in the second. The Wolves will be good. But just Wolves or like... Well, Timberwolves would be, let's say, the basketball team, right? Exploding Whales. I like River Rats. River Rats is fun. Third and 8 coming up. All right, let's see if Mendoza can get a first down with this passing game. So people are saying that Harbaugh is going to go to the Giants. So we got 28 votes, 43%. Mendoza is going to try to run. He gets away from the pass rush and gets out of bounds. Look at that. Just fast enough. My God. We need another bird franchise, yeah. Foxes. I thought he was going to get caught, but he just barely got away, man. Good God. The Anchorage Narwhals. And there's a flag. Indiana got about a 5-yard gain. There's a flag. Looks like it's going to come back because Mendoza does not look happy. I got to change my... Oh, yes. Sorry about that. There we go. The Peregrines. How about like the Warlocks? I mean, I know it's not an animal, but can we get a name like that? Like the Cave Trolls or something. That would be awesome. The Night Lords. Oh, we did that already. $11:24 left in the second. We've got a 1st and 10 for Indiana. They run up the middle for about a gain of 2. The Night Lords, yes. The Pterodactyls. The Orlando Orcs, I like that. The Templars would be good. The Warlocks would be good. Okay. Showing Fernando Mendoza's LinkedIn profile. Okay, 2025 Heisman Trophy winner. He's got that up there as one of his accolades. And this ball gets batted down. 3rd and 7 coming up. If they run the ball one more time, that's probably going to push Fernando Mendoza down the draft board like 10 slots, right? Loco, what do you think? The Hammerheads, that would be good. Seawolves is good. The Sea Hags is better. But I don't think, because we have Seahawks, I don't think we could do Sea Wolves. That would be too much. I think the Seahawks might have a problem with that. The Airwolves, and have a picture of that black helicopter on the helmet. Oh, and Fernando Mendoza loses the football, but he gets it back. Are you kidding me? And he gets sacked. My Lord. The Portland hipsters. A loss of 20. Oh, man. Geese are much scarier. Do geese have teeth, really? How about the swordfish? That would be good. The West Coast Karens. Seagull, I don't think you could do anything with C because you have the Seahawks. That would be way too close. I think they would file a complaint with the NFL, and the NFL would probably say, yeah, they're right. You can't do that. The Minnesota McLeans. Now, it would be the New York McLeans. Then they would move to Los Angeles. Then it would move back to New York. It's coast to coast. All right, so we got about 20 commercials coming up. So we got time to continue this. There's Nick Saban. I like the Portland hipsters before they were cool. The horseshoe crabs. Loco's putting this in quotes. I think he's confused about what you're supposed to put quotes around. You're supposed to put quotes around things that people actually say, and there's no evidence that I actually said that. I've never seen a quarterback lose 20 yards like that. So unreal. The Jets need that ability now. Jets have had that ability forever, so that doesn't even make sense. The Los Angeles Lizards. Let me see. I wonder what city would be the next expansion city. Let me see. What city would be the next expansion city likely for the NFL? Let's see. Most likely San Antonio. That makes sense. Strong contenders would be St. Louis. Toronto. And then it says cities mentioned that aren't realistic. Portland. It's too close to Seattle. And there's a lukewarm football culture. Orlando. Transient population, shaky attendance history. Yeah, it's a tourist area. Oklahoma City, too small for NFL economics, and Mexico City, great for games, nightmare for logistics full time. So San Antonio would be the most logical, most profitable. St. Louis and Toronto. That's interesting. That's interesting. The San Antonio Armadillos. That makes sense. Toronto Terrabeds. Toronto Maple Leafs. I know it's a hockey team, but it just sounds good. The idea of I saw that comment and I didn't even have to look to see who said it. Jets to London. The idea of a football helmet with a maple leaf on the side just is so appealing to me. I think Jerry would have to approve another Texas team. Toronto would be great for Toronto Maples. Toronto would be great to visit for a football game. Toronto Maple Syrups. All right, so here we go. Dante Moore. I'm going to move Baal. And the ball slips out of Dante Moore's hands, and Indiana is going to take over at about the 1. Wow. Oh, boy. Are you kidding me with this? My God. The San Antonio Jerry Dactyl. That's the winner. That is the winner. Oh, what are you doing, Dante Moore? What are you doing to me? Oh, it hits the running back. Oh, God. That would be a Jets play. This is a typical Jets quarterback game that Dante Moore is having right now. It's a typical Jets quarterback game. Darren Moosey's watching this game like this right now. We got to get that first overall pick. That's all he's saying. The Pterodactyls. And Indiana has the ball at the 3. Let me move ball again. 2 yards short of the goal line, I guess is what they call it. Dante Moore, no, yeah. Dante Moore, you are a Jet. He's playing like one right now. Oh, so there are names. Okay, so I'm getting some names here that could be that would be suitable for a San Antonio team. Hold on one second. Second and goal from the 2. He gets stopped. So the names I have here are the San Antonio Sentinels. No. San Antonio Command. What? We have the Commanders. We're gonna have the Command and the Commanders. San Antonio Toros or the San Antonio Rangers. I hate all of those. I like the San Antonio Pterodactyls. That's the best. Mendoza gives the ball. They go up the middle. That's a touchdown, Indiana. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Toronto Nordiques. I like that. It's an old hockey name. The Quebec Nordiques. So they're not a team anymore, right? 20-7. I think we might need an AI image generated for the Pterodactyls. I'm going to try to do that. Let me see. Can you give me a logo based off of this name with Jerry Jones as the inspiration? Let's see. $21-7. Unreal. They became the Avalanche. Okay, that's right. That's right. San Antonio Artillery. I saw the St. Louis Iron too. I was like, oh, that might be interesting. So we got another commercial break. Oh boy. Sorry. Let's try it again and make it look a little better and less Dallas Cowboys like. I was so mad at the NHL throwback game for the Nordiques versus the Whalers. Hartford Whalers. I think the divisions in the NHL used to sound awesome. And then they went and just made them all generic. I think we might have an excellent Pterodactyls logo coming up. All right. Dante Moore is going to be a Jeff Brady. Being part of the owner of the Raiders is not going to make a mistake at quarterback. And I suppose they're going to listen to him. I suppose. We'll see. I don't know. I think it has a lot to do with the coach they bring in. I mean, if they bring in Cliff Kingsbury and he really wants Dante Moore and talks to Tom Brady about it and they're on the same page, I could see that being possible. Who knows? Who knows? All right, let me see here. All right, it's going to be Oregon's ball. Game's turning into a blowout. All right. Let's see what we got here. All right, I'm getting a Pterodactyls logo set up for you guys. Hold on one moment. And there's no chance for a return. We're going to get Dante Moore back out on the field. All right. Keep an eye on the screen. And Oregon tries to go up the middle. They get stopped. College football is ridiculous. All right. There's your Pterodactyls logo. I mean, that would look good on a helmet, no? I think Jerry would have a problem with it, though. It's a little on the nose. I think he would get wise to what's actually going on. The San Antonio Pterodactyls. Dante Moore throws a nice pass over the middle. About a 15-yard gain. It's a first down. There we go. And the Ducks are moving the ball downfield. We got 7 minutes, 10 seconds left in the second quarter. You guys like it? The Pterodactyls. That's awesome. Merch that. Yeah, that is nice. That is nice. And keep that up for a little while. Because why not? The world needs to see it. We should all chip in and buy a team for San Antonio and name it that and see what happens. Oh, Dante Moore gets sacked. Held on to the ball for a little too long. Looked a little like Justin Fields back there. Oh, boy. Pterodactyls versus the Dulgans. That would be, you see, that would be a game. That would be a hell of a game. I like the claws holding the name up. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Leslie Nielsen, Dracula Dead and Loving It vibes. I never saw that. Oh, Dante Moore. Got 3rd and 12 coming up. Here comes Dante Moore. He's working out of the shotgun. He is back to pass. I really hate college football. He's going to get sacked again. Oh, boy. College football, I mean, it's bad. College football's bad. I don't like college football. I'm sorry. I can't do it. I can't do it. Just a lot of bad football going on. I'm just kidding. I like college football. It's driving me crazy, though, that this is what's happening. Derek Knobs, what's going on? I did call him Dante Moore. Yeah, I think Father Dismas came up with that, didn't he? Dante Moore is stewed. Derek Hobbs is here, ladies and gentlemen. What is going on, Derek? It is Indiana's ball. I'll take this down to the 39. I mean, it's still football. It's better than when we did the that live stream for the US XFL, whatever it was. That was hard to get through. This, at least, there's some good football going on. But that was bad. That was bad. So, Derek, let me catch you up to speed here. What you're seeing here is we were talking about there being an expansion team in the NFL, and we gave that expansion team to San Antonio, and we were thinking of a name for that team. And Father Dismas came up with the Pterodactyls. And there's the logo. Official. It's official. I love it. And it's got Demonverse vibe colors. By the way, the intro video, I'm in the midst of working on a new intro video. It's still the old one, but it takes a minute for that to happen. I hope you guys like the new content that has been coming out. All right. So there was a story that I heard of Ethan Hawke's daughter, who was in Stranger Things. She said she realized that she had made it when she was walking down the street with her dad. And somebody said, "Oh my God," you know? And Ethan Hawke was like, "I'm sorry, I'm not taking any more photos or anything today." And the guy said, "Well, I don't know who you are, but I just wanted to get a picture with Robin." Imagine that. We're going to have Jerry's eyeshadows and bags as well. We can't make it look too on the nose for Jerry because then he might get wise to it and say, wait a minute, that's my likeness. So we have to be a little, you know, kind of mask it a little bit. Sean Cantrell's here. I hope your birthday was fantastic yesterday, Sean. Good to see you. Let me get your title up on screen. Sean Cantrell, by the way, is your Demon Lord champion. There it is. There's his belt. Truly excellent content. You are a comedy savant. Thank you very much, Ashley. I really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. Working on the longer Kansas City Chiefs video, too. That should be coming out soon. Hopefully within the next week or so. Maybe 2 weeks. But I'm going to get that out. I'm going to get more shorts out. Yeah, Sean, I hope your birthday was quite the time. I can't wait for this Bears-Packers game. I can't believe it's on Amazon Prime. It's like they have the gatekeepers up for this game. Crazy. Last night, we had almost 3,000 views on the stream. That's got to be a record. It's got to be a record. I look forward to the other league entries after this. By the time we're done, we're going to have like a 74-team league. Fernando Mendoza gets the ball out, and the receiver is tackled at the line of scrimmage. I'm ready for some NFL football tomorrow. NFL playoffs, and then we got the national championship game on Monday. Not this Monday, obviously next Monday. But I'm ready to dive right into the NFL playoffs. Sean says his birthday was great. Excellent. Good to hear. Sean, you missed, I don't know if you were watching the game, first pass of the game by Dante Moore was a pick six. Oh, there's a flag. Indiana caught the ball. It's a first down. I don't know. Oregon players are slapping each other on the helmet. Pass interference on Oregon. The penalties decline. It's a first down for Indiana. That back shoulder throw is exceptional by Fernando Mendoza. I mean, absolutely remarkable. Mendoza gets the ball off. It's close to a first down. Patrick Norris, Adams, and Smythe. Yeah, that's when they were the divisions were awesome. In hockey. So we're talking NCAA March Madness style. Yeah, that's what we're going to turn the NFL into. But yes, let's get to the playoffs. Very excited. Yeah. What's the first game we have? I don't even know what games are on the slate for tomorrow. What a pass by Mendoza. Wow. Wow. This guy's just good. He's going to be the number one pick. Stupid Raiders are going to take him. And God, I hate it. I hate it. I'm assuming you were typing that out, Loco, before you saw that exceptional pass that we just saw. Fernando Mendoza, so happy. $27-7. Kick is up, and it's good. Extra point is good, 28-7. Dante Moore is reminding me more and more of what I see from Jets quarterbacks. Just not able to move the football. Dropping the football. throwing it to the other team, having a nice drive, getting us excited, and then it still doesn't matter. It is on ESPN, yes. Terrible. I'm going to ask AI a question. Hold on. What are the chances that the Las Vegas Raiders will not draft Fernando Mendoza and they will accept the trade offer from the New York Jets and allow them to draft Fernando Mendoza, or maybe they'll pass on Fernando Mendoza at all? Give me a percentage. Moji's going to be crafty, dealing with his picks. You might trade to number one. Yeah, I could see that. I don't know why I hit this. Moji's going to be crafty, dealing his picks. You might trade that number one. Yeah. Yeah. Raiders draft Fernando Mendoza themselves, 45%. Still the most likely outcome. Raiders trade the pick to the Jets. Jets draft Mendoza, 30%. This is very real. The Jets are desperate enough to overpay. Well, that's true. That's true. Let's see what Dante Moore can do. You think he can? If he can mount a comeback, that would be something. But they're not letting him pass, so 55% chance the Raiders do not draft Mendoza. I don't agree with that. 30% chance the Jets end up with him. 25% chance Mendoza slides past Vegas entirely. The clean takeaway is Mendoza to the Raiders is not inevitable. All right. I'll take that. I'll take that. Oh, my God. Moore gets hit, loses the football. Is this going to be Indiana ball? It's Indiana ball. Well, yeah, he needs to go back to school. Send him back to school. Take him out of this game. Send him to class right now. I mean, come on. All right, well, the good thing is we have draft capital and we're going to get Arch Manning. I'm going to have to shift my focus to Manning. I'm going to keep this Mendoza thing here just in case, because I still think we could work something out. But that might change to Manning at some point. Wow. It's definitely not going to change to Moore. I hope the Jets get the player they deserve. I don't know how you mean that. I feel like there's something diabolical behind that. Mendoza gets about a gain of 2. Oh, man, we might have a 35-7 game going into the 45-minute halftime. This is unserious, yeah. Yep, I think it's about that time. Baal takes a break, and you know who's going to be coming out. You know who's going to be coming out. Oh, boy. Let's see. Let's have some fun. All right. Okie doke. Yep. Oregon's been infected by Waggles. Oh, there we go. Officially been infected. There's Waggles. Yep. Tonight's Dante Moore's job interview, and he is not doing well. No. No. You ever see that job interview Chandler went on in Friends when the guy told him he'd have a lot of duties? and he couldn't get past the word duties. That's what this Dante Moore game was like in terms of a job interview. I'm sure our quarterback coach that is actually a running back coach. He's Matt West. Enough of this right now. We are not having this tonight. We are not. This is. I don't listen. This is the sickness speaking. Yeah, this is the 20-year-old kid we've been talking about. Yes. The Giants cost us the first overall pick. Well, actually, they cost themselves the first overall pick. It would have been easier to trade with them than it would be to trade with the Raiders. But we'll see. We'll see. Moore needs another year for sure. He needs another year for sure. He might need another 5 years, the way he looks. But this does not look good. I would be shocked if after this he said, yeah, you know what, I'm declaring. Now I feel like he's going to go back to school. Because, I don't know. And if he goes back to school, then it's either the Jets stick and pick and they punt quarterback to next year, which I'm fine, or they try to put a package together and see if they can entice the Raiders. So, yes, Stefanski did interview with the Ravens. I saw that. That would be something. How does SG feel about that? Are you happy? Would you be happy with Stefanski? Waggles is just like laughing at Oregon. I'm glad you agree on Moore now. You mocked me when I said he was Trey Lance 2.0 and said he was a guaranteed top 2 pick. If he comes out, he still is a guaranteed top 2 pick. Probably. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, you still got the combine, still got a bunch of stuff. People paint all these narratives. I don't know that he's going to be Trey Lance 2.0, though. That just means he's going to be an absolute bust. And I don't know, based on this game, that he's going to be an absolute bust. But he's certainly not having a good game. You could say he needs more time in school. And you could also say Mendoza's more better. Mendoza has more to him in terms of playing the quarterback position. But 28-7, I didn't think we'd be here. But it is where we are. But Oregon is definitely infected. So let's see. Wait a minute. I want to look at the NFL schedule because I forgot what games we're getting first. Wild card schedule. Rams, Panthers, 4:30. Packers, Bears, 8 o'clock. Excellent. 1 o'clock. Sunday, Bills, Jacksonville. 4 o'clock. Niners, Eagles. Yeah, and then Chargers, Patriots. Then we got the Steelers, Texans on Monday night. That's going to be excellent. Very excited. That's all I have to look forward to right now because this game is not it. Did Indiana score again? They might have. Oh, yeah. I can't believe that first pass of the game was a pick six. Moore looks small. I think he's listed at 6'3". He looks small to me. He kind of looks like Kyler Murray. I know he's not that small, but does not look like a big guy. Has Oregon even punted? I think they did. I think they punted once. Let's put Mendoza's brother in and see how he does. Maybe we can entice him to come out. Then we can trick the Raiders into thinking he's Fernando. They take him, and then we take Fernando Mendoza. Indiana fans are happy, obviously. One of my favorite things when I'm watching TV is when I go to the fans and the camera's on a guy and he's not paying attention, and then he notices the camera's there and he's about to do something and they cut away. You see him like, and they just cut away. They just did that. That just happened. Ty Simpson, says Brandon Smith. At 16, I would rather punt on that. I would rather punt on that on the quarterback position to 27. Rather kick it to 27 than take Ty Simpson. The Raiders are pretty dumb. Missed the end of last night's game. Sounded like a slugfest. Yeah, it was a good game. The quarterback play wasn't great. Michael Irving did something really stupid at the end of the game. You guys see that on Twitter? The guy sitting there with a camera shot of the game-winning touchdown, and Michael Irvin just stepped in front of him. Even put his hands on the guy like he knew he was there. Crazy. Ty Simpson's the number 3 rated quarterback. Yeah, I know. I just don't know. He's another one that doesn't have a lot of starts. I don't know that I would. If you went to the Rams or something, I would say that's interesting. Not with the Jets. Not. I don't know. Again, there's the combine and whatnot, pro days, and we'll see what happens. But I don't know that I would feel great about spending a 16th overall pick on him. If he's still sitting there, I would want to explore a trade, see if somebody wants to move up, give us some more assets, and then assets in 27, and then you basically own that draft, and you could manipulate it maybe however you want, depending on where you land. Mendoza throws to the end zone, and that's a touchdown. That is a passing touchdown, by the way, Loco, in case you missed it. 34-7. This game is a blowout. Dante Moore's still going to end up being the 110 in Superflex rookie drafts because he's a quarterback. Back clip, yeah. Oh, that's a touchdown. That's a touchdown. This is not a game, it's a beatdown. How you doing, Horror King? Ryan Dusenberry. Ryan Dusenberry, do you want Mike McDaniel as your OC? I think that's a touchdown. That's got to be a touchdown. Matt West says, bring out the belt. Let's get the belt up. Wow, Matt West bringing out the belt already. All right. That's a touchdown. There we go. There we go. The belt is up. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Finally, 0 SEC teams. What you need is someone to break the 40 record at the combine. The Raiders will fall in love with that. That's true. That's true. Everybody seems to think the Horror King and Horror Lord need belts too. There's gonna have belts all over the screen. 35-7. People seem to think because Brady's there, they're gonna have this competence in terms of the draft. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. $59 seconds left. Indiana 14-0, just rolling over Oregon. This is crazy. What is this SG that you're showing me? What do kickers do? 3 straight drop picks. Kickers do. Wow, that gets a lot of play, doesn't it? That's pretty funny. Raiders draft nothing but fast players. Somebody get the word to them that Fernando Mendoza is slow. Maybe that'll help. What was the score of the game that I had here? 26-22. Well, that's not going to work. What time are the games tomorrow? I think 4:25, right? Wildcard TV schedule 4:30 and 8 o'clock. So we're going to be back to back. We got about 20 minutes between games, I think. Dante Moore throws downfield, and that's incomplete. Yeah, so we got about 20 minutes in between games tomorrow. Oh, look at Isaac's message. All right, hold on. What is Isaac's name on here? Is it Isaac? I see Charlie. I don't know what Isaac's message is. I don't see it, SG. Oh, Oregon, Indiana is the real natty? Yeah, it doesn't look that way. "36 seconds left in the half. Holding on Oregon. This is terrible. His life doesn't matter. Okay. They should just skip halftime and say, we're just going to let the clock continue to run and let's just play this game. They're taking timeouts. Like these college people love their screen time. My God. The last Oregon QB I liked was actually Mariota. Was Joey Harrington an Oregon quarterback? All right. Bo Nix was an Oregon QB. So you didn't like Bo Nix then, Loco, is what you're saying. Back to passes, Dante Moore. He throws this into the dirt. This is disgusting. This is disgusting. Well, at least Loco's admitting he didn't like Bo Nix when he was at Oregon. Achilles Smith, former Oregon quarterback. So, you guys want to play a game or something? Should we do we can't do Die Hard because Christmas is over. By the way, when Christmas is over, it's officially Halloween season, just so you guys know. We are officially in Halloween season, so we can watch Halloween. We can talk about Halloween. Talk about all the vintage horror movies from yesteryear that I like. Oh, it was a nice pass by Dante Moore. So he seems like one of those quarterbacks that every now and then you're like, oh, that was a nice pass, but then there's just a big gap in between that and something else that he does well. And then in between, there's a lot of awfulness. I don't know. How's our future Jets quarterback doing? Fernando Mendoza looks excellent. That's the guy. That's the guy. Oh, Eric says, figured I would swing by and leave a like over here too. Well, thank you very much. Let me like that comment back. He's over there on Facebook. Really appreciate it. Mount Rushmore of villains. Well, we can do that. Horror movie villains? I mean, they're going to kick a field goal. Wow, Oregon put some points up. No, it was short. Okay. Ferguson Reynolds. Oh, boy. Oh, God. No, Valentine's Day. It's just Halloween. Let's talk about the Telltale Heart. I like that. Oh, we're at half face. Excellent. Okay, 45 minutes. You guys want to take a nap? Here we go. I saw both Frankenstein and Nosferatu this holiday season. I can't decide which one I liked more or less. I liked Frankenstein more than Nosferatu. Didn't really care for Nosferatu. Frankenstein was cool, but it wasn't exactly horror. It did take some liberties. It was more like a superhero movie. That's what it felt like to me. People really like Nosferatu though, and I was just kind of like, it was okay, it was all right. The big mustache he had though, that was epic. That was epic. Remember College Half Face last 2 hours? Yes. They play the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy on screen before we get back to the game. This is crazy. We got a Jason Statham movie. You see, they changed. They updated the Punisher's logo for the Marvel movie, the Spider-Man Brand New Day. The Punisher's going to be in. They updated his logo. It looks pretty cool. It looks similar to what it was, but it looks pretty cool. Going back to the Punisher show that was on Netflix. I mean, I absolutely love the guy, John Bernthal as the Punisher, but that show is just it should have been called anything other than the Punisher, I think, because it was not wearing the Punisher gear often at all. Just like a guy doing some, attacking criminals. But now that we're gonna start getting a real Marvel Punisher, so I'm excited about that. College Kickers bag clip, yeah. Anakin's here. What's going on? Jim Everett actually played for Gentry's grandpa, but that was before my time. I like that he beat up Jim Rome. He did. Yeah. Oh, followage. What's going on, Robbie? Appreciate it, as long as it's not one where he led the hand. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Daredevil was pretty cool. I'm looking forward to the new Daredevil season too. And again, I'm looking forward to what do you call it? X-Men 97. That's gonna be insane. That's gonna be insane. Season 2 Daredevil was the only show with the real Punisher, yeah. Oh, there's Josh Allen. We're gonna see Josh Allen this weekend. Hopefully we're gonna see him for the last time. But then, then there's that conundrum. Does Josh Allen get reunited? Not reunited, but does he get united with John Harbaugh? And that would be catastrophic for me as a Jets fan. Because, man, don't want that happening. Definitely don't want that happening. It's only halftime, yeah. And what is it, like 12:30? This game. I can't believe that. I want to see what Jet fans are saying, by the way. I want to see what Jet fans are saying. Let me go to the Jets community on Bleacher Report that I check out from time to time. I bet you there's going to be a bunch of LMFAOs in there. Figures the Jets, this is the quarterback. Let's see. Indiana, add more disguises. Blah, 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 blah. I'm just curious to see what kind of haul you're going to give the Raiders to get Mendoza. So am I, actually. I'm open to it. Somebody said F Moore. We need to have a serious look at Trinidad. Now, come on. Stop with the Trinidad stuff. Joe Burrow might be the real option. Look at that. That no-look pass by Joe Burrow. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Maybe we should call the Bengals. Maybe. Dante Moore looks like Zach Wilson. I mean, no. He doesn't look like Zach Wilson, but he doesn't look great. I wonder what Stephen A. and Todd McShay are going to say tomorrow. The Jets should run from Moore. The Jets should make sure he doesn't declare. They should file paperwork if he does declare and say, no, we don't want this to happen. Make this kid go back to school. That's funny. Well, the one where he came back as an angel, that was one of the worst Punisher runs. Says Eric. Eric is big on this Punisher stuff. I haven't read a lot of Punisher. Punisher Final Days I thought was really good. And I thought that Punisher Warzone, when that came out, I thought that was good. They actually took that scene from the movie with Thomas Jane where he uses the popsicle to pretend that he's using a blowtorch on a guy. They took that from Punisher Warzone. I think it was issue 1. But anyway, let me see what else the Jets fans are saying. Wait, I got some text messages too. I'm listening to Pro Football Demon. Leave me alone. What else do we have here? Get all in on Mendoza. Do not overthink this. Yeah, I would be fine. I would be fine with the Jets saying, you know what, we're going to offer you a ton for Mendoza. I'd be fine with that. Did you already have the great Mac Jones? He would be wonderful. Not with us. I mean, as a stopgap, sure. Or we'd have to give up draft capital. And I don't want to do that. And I don't think San Francisco is going to take anything less than a second for him. I'm not willing to do that. Definitely not as a savior. Mac Jones is not going to be a savior for us. He works well with Kyle Shanahan. Works very well with Kyle Shanahan. Don't think he would work well with us at all. I know it was an attempt to rebrand him and get it to where the police and military stopped using his logo, but it was just badly written. I have to check that out, Eric. I haven't seen that. Eric's over on Facebook, by the way. Malik Willis for MVP next year. So this is interesting. So, Soldier, if the Packers lose and LaFleur gets fired, then you've got that situation where Malik Willis is a free agent and Matt LaFleur is available. A team has to bring them both in, right? A team that needs a quarterback and a head coach. And if the Jets looked at that situation and said, no, thank you, I would probably be upset about that. Because I said, I don't want to just give Malik Willis money, but if you have him, if he's there with Matt LaFleur, that's a different story. Then all of a sudden they're both available. I think that's something you have to look at. If you're in our position. Mendoza is going to cost the Jets everything they have. Well, you see, it would only be one spot. Now, the thing is, you'd be paying that quarterback tax. And you always pay a Jets tax when you're the fan of the New York Jets. But you'd be paying that quarterback tax, but it's only one spot. So you mean to tell me, if we told the Raiders, we will give you both first this year and a first next year, I think they would have to seriously consider that. Because then they get the 16th overall pick. They get the top 20 pick. They get the second pick. They only move down one slot. And then they get another first next year. I think they would seriously have to consider that. But you never know. Rowdy Eggplants here. What's up, fellas? My foot got into a fight with a box that was in the middle of the stairs, and my foot lost. Now my toe hurts, but my mom thought it was the funniest thing in the world. Rowdy's always hurting himself. Rowdy is your television champion, by the way. There it is. There's this belt on screen. What is going on? And Rowdy is a proud owner of a Pro Football Demon t-shirt, and he was rocking it. He looks like he's in the NWO with that thing on. It looks good on you, man. Mickey comes in and says, how about Big Ten about to win the third straight national championship? Yeah, Oregon does not look good. They've been poisoned, as you can see from Waggles here. Waggles is the touch of death, and he has absolutely touched Oregon. Let me turn this off. And who knew you would overshoot it by a mile? I swear it is something pretty perfect for you guys with all the picks to upgrade, but if we fire MLF, we deserve nothing but failure. Yeah, I don't think you should fire him. And I don't think you will fire him. But again, I did not think the Ravens would fire Harbaugh. So I didn't think the Browns would fire Stefanski. So what do I know? Sixers beat the Magic. Still rocking it. I've been sleeping in this. Rowdy. I got the my hoodie's on its way here, so I'm gonna be rocking that hoodie. Better than San Francisco Depression. Well, we'll see. I still think, I don't know. People are saying I'm crazy. I think the Niners are going to win that game. Don't know why. I just look at the coach. I think the coach is better. I think the quarterback's better. I don't know. Eagles fans are not happy with me, but that's how I see it going. And I am not going to lie about that. To spare Eagles fans' feelings, especially Eagles fans' feelings, as if they have any. So we've got 35-7. How long have we been in halftime? For about an hour and a half? Feels like it. Playoffs begin Saturday. I am going to take a 60-second break. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. I'll be back in a moment. All right, here we are. Lord Chair, would you trade all the Jets' capital for Diego Pavia? Bold strategy. Lord Chair said he would trade all the Jets' capital? No. That's why you don't put him in charge of a franchise. He does not know what he's doing. So Eric's over on Facebook saying, because I'm alone, I'm going to use this space to rant about how the Green Goblin is a better hater than the Joker. Joker's been doing it longer, but I think Norman is a better written villain, and Goblin Mantle being explained better than the Joker's. Ooh, he survived somehow. Well, I kind of agree with you there. There is a bit more depth to the Norman Osborn character. There's much more mystery with the Joker character though, because it's like you don't know who he is, and there's all these theories about where he came from, and he's just maniacal. So you can only do so much with that. But Norman Osborn is a pretty deep character, so I like that. Lord Chair, the mighty and omniscient, look down upon us mere mortals and give us your grace and bounty, says Ashley. Yes. You're blowing up his cherry head. Venezuela Vasquez is this the next expansion team? Oh man. Hoboken Hoffas. That would be good. Rowdy, just be careful when you're walking around, man. Be careful when you're walking around. Because, sometimes there are things on the floor, and you can't always get mad at people for leaving things on the floor because you're tripping over them. I mean, we need to take some responsibility here. So Eric says, plus Norman has better gadgets, and... Oh, wait a minute, James. no soldiers over there to get in this comic book discussion on Facebook. Plus, Norman has better gadgets and motif unless you have a fear of clowns. The Joker is just a mentally disturbed person with a fixation on clowns, but he hasn't even gone to clown college. Well, he fell into a vat of chemicals and his skin was bleached, so he looked like a clown. He's not trying to look like a clown. He just happens to look like a clown, but I get what you're saying. But yeah, Green Goblin is fantastic. I echo what Soldier's saying over here. Your mom was just reminding you that she brought you into this world and she can take you out. Yes. All right, so we still have commercials going on. Wait a minute. Is this Wonder Man? A Wonder Man. When does that start? I don't know if I'm going to watch that. I might have to just do that thing where I go on YouTube and look at the recaps and whatnot so I can keep up to date with it. But man, Wyoming Wild Weevils. So we're at 9:30, and we're still at halftime. I'm going to have to talk with these college football people. Be like, listen, people don't want to sit there all night long and watch commercials. They want to see football. And if it's bad football, they want to see it end. At least when we watch NFL games, even when they're bad, there's a lot to talk about. But with this, it's just like commercial after commercial. Like at least you're seeing something on the field quite often in NFL games. Soldier's back. He said his piece. There you go. Protein waffles. 11 will be happy with that. And wait a minute. I see terrible towels on my screen. Oh, yeah, look at that. Steelers, Texans, and of course the showing highlights of the Steelers tackling the Jets. Why did I have to drag the Jets into this? Can we leave the Jets alone? I mean, come on. Oh my God. I was about to talk as I was drinking and then I almost started choking. Rant over. No, he's still talking about it. He's saying that the Joker's skin was bleached so he could have gone vampire, corpse theme, but no, let's do clown. Well, his hair turns green and his lips are red, so he does technically look like a clown. And he went crazy and he started laughing, so I don't know that he could go vampire because he's out in the daylight. He doesn't have sharp teeth, so vampire's out. Corpse, his skin's not rotting away. It's just white. So I think clown. Now Two-Face. I mean, he kind of looks like half a corpse. But Bucky Barnes is going to be Two-Face apparently in the Batman movie. So there's that. That's interesting. So we're gonna get. They're gonna put football on my screen again anytime soon, or is this? Is this? Is it gonna be like a midnight thing? We're gonna start the game at midnight again. Because what the hell? What the hell's happening? And clowns are a big deal, especially in horror now. You got Art the Clown, you got Pennywise the Clown. There are a lot of clowns. There's a lot of like evil clown stuff that goes on. I mean, pale green hair, bright red lips. Yeah, half the women here in Portland suspect this. We interrupt these commercials for a football game. I mean, I don't even see. They're not even giving us any analysis. It's just commercials. I didn't even know that we had this many products in the world. Now I know. Commercials are more entertaining than Jets games. That's funny, Loco. That's funny. You should start your own channel and just tell jokes like that all night long. The only thing Joker gave us was the best side character turned main character in Harleen Quinzel. I mean, now you're just hating on the Joker. The Joker is a fantastic character. When you were comparing him to the Green Goblin before, okay, I was going to say the Green Goblin is an excellent character, but I'm not going to crap on the Joker. The Joker's an excellent character. That's not the only thing he gave us. The Joker actually gave us quite a few excellent moments. I mean, Death in the Family was one of them. Death of the Family was another one. The Killing Joke. I mean, you could arguably say that the Joker has had more high impact moments in comics than the Green Goblin has. Doink the Clown, Evil Doink, yes, Brandon Smith, excellent. Doink the Clown. He was creepy. There's still effing commercials on. Are you kidding me? A Zaxby's commercial? What is this? DoorDash WWE commercial. Now we're combining things. I mean, come on. Hot take: Mary Poppins and Pennywise are the same species, feeding off different emotions. I saw that theory. And I'm all for it. I'm all for it. There's also a theory. Again, this is Stranger Things related. There's a theory that when Will in season 1, that wasn't a Demogorgon that he saw that came into his house and basically took him. That was actually Vecna. And when you think about it, and you go back and look, it doesn't look like a Demogorgon when he's standing there, because the Demogorgons were really like, their faces open up and everything. He was just kind of standing there like a regular, looked like a humanoid. And when he went into the house and he put the chain on the door, the chain came off the door as if by telepathy. And Demogorgons can't do that. Vecna could do that. So there's a theory that was actually Vecna. Now, it wasn't written that way. They kind of learned things as they went, because if you watch season 1 of Stranger Things, it doesn't quite add up, like if you look at these little nuances. But it's a pretty interesting theory. That makes sense. All right, so we've got the third quarter coming up. Rowdy says, although to be fair to Rich, that was low-hanging fruit. Best Joker, Jared Leto doesn't count. Yeah, he doesn't count. Does not count. Best Joker, I mean, I think you got to go Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger was incredible. Jack, one thing Loco said that I'll never forget and that I can't unsee now is Jack Nicholson's Joker was Jack Nicholson in a white face. Like he just acted like Jack Nicholson dressed up as the Joker. And that's true. That's true. Mike Causey comes in with a $5, says, so still trying to talk yourself into Dante Moore after the Raiders take Mendoza? No, I want Dante Moore to never come out anywhere close to the Jets unless he's playing them. Maybe we can get an interception if we play him. That would help. That would get people off of. By the way, that first pick 6 was not Aaron Glenn's fault. Thank you for the $5, Mike Causey. False start on the offense. Who the hell has the ball? Oh, okay, that's Indiana has the ball. My Causey, let me get your stuff up here. My Causey's your number 4 contender, I believe. Let me see. Hold on. Second and 13, 35-7. I can't believe this. It's just, my lord. My Causey's up to 387. Let me get his name up on screen as we do this. Mendoza takes the snap. Look at him. Look at the poise. Look at that pass. Beautiful. Beautiful. Give everything up for him. Just get him in a Jets uniform, please. My Causey's up to 387. There he is as your number 4 contender. Thank you very much, my friend. Romero was the best Joker, then it's Ledger. Romero was very good. Romero was very good. And let's run up the middle, goes nowhere. Mark Hamill is the best Joker. That's very good, Shane Giggles. Mark Hamill had the best Joker voice. And I think everybody who tries to emulate the Joker uses that as the benchmark now. But what about Barry Keoghan's? Barry Keoghan's Joker is going to be in the Batman 2 also. Obviously not as the main villain, but he's going to show up. I don't like the look of him. I thought he acted fine. But obviously, I would have liked to see more. Not Dante Moore ever again, but I thought his Joker was okay. But yeah, Hamill's Joker was awesome. Romero's Joker was very good. But I think the time and the campiness of it kind of hinders it a little bit. I think anyway. Do you think Carrot Top could pull it off? Carrot Top actually gave me a hug once and a shot of Crown Royale back when I used to partake in doing shots and stuff like that. It was very, very nice. Looked like an evil Jack Joker. And it's a first down for Indiana. Jim Carrey would have been a better Joker than a Riddler. Yeah, he was. And again, that was Joel Schumacher. He had an affinity for the 1960s Batman show, and that's what he's trying to emulate. And was that Frank Gershwin? Is that Frank Gershon? Is that his name? Who did that, jumping around maniacal Riddler? It's not what the Riddler really is. Jack Nicholson's Joker, I mean, I do have that nostalgic love for that character because I remember hearing he's going to be the Joker. I remember thinking, like, wow, that's excellent. That's excellent. And then seeing him thinking, yeah, he's really good. But yeah, when you look back at it now, it's like, yeah, it is just Jack Nicholson in white makeup being Jack Nicholson. He's not really playing the Joker. He's playing Jack Nicholson looking like the Joker. It's like Jack Nicholson in a Halloween costume. Batman with Nicholson basically resurrected superhero movies from after the Superman 3 doldrums. Yeah. Because Superman 2 was very good, and then Superman 3, Superman The Quest for Peace, my God. Oh, boy. Nuclear Man? Mendoza's got a first down. Look at him running. He's spinning, and he loses the football. Indiana recovers it. The Jets wouldn't have recovered that, though. All right. Gorshin. But did you know that, I'm sure Soldier knows this, that Nuclear Man is canon to the Superman comic, canon to the DC universe? He had a quick cameo in a Superman comic and he got killed right away. That would have been crazy if Mendoza would have turned that over. Remember Friday the 13th? Jason Takes Manhattan. He kicked that guy's radio. Yeah. Was it? Wait, that was when he was walking down the street, right? And then they were like, "Yo, man, what's up?" And then he turns and looks at them, and they were just like, "It's cool." That's the proper response if Jason Voorhees kicks your radio. Just say it's cool and walk away. Mr. Taz, what's going on? Good to see you. Robin Williams was supposed to be the Riddler, but got screwed by Jack Nicholson. Well, they told him he was supposed to be the Joker. They told him they wanted him. This was the story that he told. That he was going to be the Joker, but they were kind of using him to get to Jack Nicholson, like to kind of dangle that over Jack Nicholson's head, like, "Hey, we got Robin Williams." So apparently they were never serious about it. But then they told him that then they promised him the Riddler apparently, and that just didn't happen because Tim Burton wasn't there anymore. Mendoza back to pass, throws to the end zone. That's a touchdown. Wow, 40 burger. He was wide open. This Oregon team is not good. This is my problem with college football. It's like, oh, these teams, they're so evenly matched. And then it's just like, no, they're not. Wow. "41-7. Superman 3 was basically a Richard Pryor movie. Yeah. Frustrating thing about Superman 4 is that there is an interesting core idea there. How does the world respond when a god tells them he's going to police them? Yeah, that is a good idea. Just the execution was wow. Execution was god awful. Stop paying attention and Indiana scores again. Well, I mean, get used to it, Samuel Miller, because this is what it's going to be like when the Jets are on the field with Fernando Mendoza. You look away and it's like, oh my God, the score's even more than it was before. Wow, that's insane. Maybe get Weed in, but then it's casting. Wait, Eric is talking about Mark Hamill's the best Joker. He's talking about Josh Whedon. So Josh Whedon, I just learned this recently. Apparently, he had a lot of people, the women, who didn't like working with him. From that he was just very rude and chauvinistic, apparently, something like that. Yeah, now please sit Mendoza. He still has to be available for the Natty. Yeah, let's put his brother in, see what happens. Vecna actor is the new Mad Hatter. Yeah, I could see him as the Joker too, but he apparently doesn't want to play villains for a while, from what he said. But I'm sure if they threw a bunch of money at him and said, be one of these characters, I don't think he would say no to that. They're going to put 70 on Oregon. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Tommy Lee Jones' Two-Face was an all-time entertainment. You could tell every minute he could just not stand the Riddler. Didn't they change the story for 4 because of Pryor? I think I saw something about that. I did they? I don't know. I think they wanted Pryor there to just get eyeballs on it, so they might have changed They might have changed it because of that, if I remember correctly. But not if you're saying that they changed it because he wanted something changed. I don't think that was what happened. Did I ever watch Repo Man with Paris Hilton? No, I did not. I did not. It was more than being rude. One day, Charisma Carpenter played Cordelia Chase. I was gonna say F it and drop all their seats. What a piece of crap that Joss Whedon was. Yeah, I know what he like. He did some horrible stuff. I don't remember exactly what it was or if it's even come out, but yeah, I don't expect him to be doing much of anything anytime soon. Oh man, I think Clock King and Calendar Man would work as a Batman villain duo. Clock King was remarkable on the animated series. I was so happy with that episode. It was just the one episode of him. But man, that was one of my favorite episodes, the Clock King episode. How do we get the sad Jets fan kid to call the first pick in the draft for the New York Jets? They should let him do that. But only if it's Fernando Mendoza. Repo Man would probably be up my alley. You know what? Maybe I did see that. I might have seen that. I mean, I think there's actually, it sounds familiar. There's a good chance. Let me see. Repo Man movie with Paris Hilton. Let me see. Let's see what the poster looks like. Was this from 1984? Is that the movie you're talking about? Oh, look at Oregon. They're doing something here, and they might get in the end zone. Wow, down to the 4-yard line. Maybe they can score. Repo Man, was that with Emilio Estevez? Andy Ruggles, what's going on? Jude Law was in it? I might have seen that. I think I did see that. 8:03 left in the third. Dante Moore throws to the end zone. That's incomplete. There's a flag. One of the main reasons I like Angel so much more than Buffy is because Angel doesn't have Xander in it. I like Xander. I thought Xander was a fun character. It was 2008. Okay, 2008 Repo Man movie. Let me see. Was it called Repo Man? Oh yeah, Repo Man 2008. Did I not see it? I know I didn't see this. Repo the Genetic Opera? Is that what it's called? Oh, Oregon scored. And they're going to go for 2. So we're on the comeback trail. Let's see, 42-15 maybe. Oregon scored back in the game. Full title of the movie was Repo the Genetic Opera. Yeah, I did not see that. That is one heck of a title. Yeah. Repo the Genetic Opera. Looks like a horror movie, right? What a pass by Dante Moore. That's nice. All right, here we go. Back on the comeback trail. So Repo the Genetic Opera. The Genetic Opera. Let me see. So what was the premise of this? Described as a gothic rock opera. The film was directed by Darren Lynn Bousman, based on a 2002 stage musical of the same name. But the year 2060 fix, an epidemic of organ failures has devastated the planet and wiped out 99% of the human population. The megacorporation GeneCo provides organ transplants on a payment plan. Well, that's nice of them. That's nice of them. Clients who miss payments are hunted down by Repo Man, skilled assassins who repossess the organs. Wow. All right, now it's starting to get serious. The CEO of GenCo, Roddy Largo, discovers he is terminally ill. Roddy's children, Luigi, Pavi, and Amber, bicker over who will inherit Jinko, but Roddy believes that none of them are worthy, yada, 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 yada. Okay. So, sounds interesting. So is the movie like a musical? Because it says it was based on a stage musical. And it says it's a 2008 American musical film. So is it kind of like what's the name of that movie? Oh my god, I can't remember. Rocky Horror. That's what I'm thinking. Rocky Horror Picture Show. It's not like PFD has ever cursed a football team and led to their utter and total collapse. I have never done such a thing. Do they rebuild body parts? Yeah, apparently they give you a payment plan, but if you can't make the payments, they send that guy after you and he pulls the organs out of your body. That's quite a premise. It's a very dystopian horror adjacent movie with musical numbers that, while dark, doesn't take itself too seriously, so you'd probably enjoy it. Eric Shank says it is a musical. Musical numbers. Like, what are the musical numbers like? So is it goofy? Or is it, well, you said it doesn't take itself too seriously, so. That's what I say, Isaac. I mean, you know, thank you very much for being the voice of logic in this room. Fernando Mendoza has just the look of a winner, man. Kind of looks like Scott Farkas a little bit if you think about it from A Christmas Story. He does have that look to him. It's goofy in a morbid way, says Mr. Taz. Repo Man from WWF. That's who I think about. That's what I was thinking about. Whenever somebody says Repo Man, I think about him. He's got the tire marks on his wrestling getup. Come out with his mask on. WWF back in the day was excellent. Hey, easy for you to say, Isaac. Isaac has been through the ringer with his team, by the way, SG. Okay? So, the person I used to formerly accuse of being your brother has been through it. And I don't see him complaining about get rid of Shanahan and all that stuff. Look, the 15 on Oregon is not even on screen. That's how crazy this game is. It's just like it's trying to escape. 42-15. It's partly off my screen. Oh, that is this game in a nutshell. Oh, and Oregon is not tackling anybody, and this is going to be a big run, but it's going to come back because there's a flag. College football, man. Wow. Want a song about getting your eyes repossessed? Eyeless by Slipknot. Is that it? You can't see California without Marlon Brando's eyes. I'm too used to pro sports. Thankfully so, because I'm the guy that sits there at a Pop Warner game and I'm like, come on! It's like screaming at the kids. There was an episode of Everybody Loves Raymond where his kids were playing basketball and he was taking it really seriously. Like all the and he was kind of getting on his son a little bit, on one of his sons, and the parents were just really pissed off at him. I feel like that's the way I am. I feel like, you know, I was telling PFA earlier that my dad stopped coming to my games as a kid because he was like, I can't go to your games because all you do is look over to see if I'm sitting there. And then you're not focusing on what you should be doing. And I was like, yeah, it's true, I do. I look to make sure you don't leave. But if I know you're not there to begin with, I'm not going to be looking for you. So who do I want at number 2 after watching this? No trade backs either. I wouldn't mind Cornell Tate, honestly. I think Cornell Tate's going to be a beast. Let me see. I don't know that I'm sold on Arvell Reese. Let me see. And I don't want to go Caleb Downs because I don't love the idea of taking a safety at number 2. Yeah, I think I would want to go Cardinal Tate. Jordan Tyson scares me because of the injuries. Not going Jeremiah Love, not David Bailey. Ruben Bain, I don't know about that. I mean, we could use help in the center of the line, but I wouldn't mind going Sonny Styles if I'm being honest. I mean, to me, next to Caleb Downs, he's the best player in the draft and defensive player. So I would do one of that. I would probably lean Carnell Tate, but honestly I would want to go Sonny Styles if we're going defense. Yeah, Reese was bad in the Miami game. Who's the vet quarterback you like as a bridge for a couple of years? I like Kirk Cousins. I mean, that's the guy I have my eye on. I don't know who else might be available. Mariota is another one that I would say, okay, I would go Mariota or Kirk Cousins. I mean, I think that would be fine. And I didn't mention that before. I do like the idea of bringing in Mariota. I think Mariota would be the perfect bridge, honestly. How to dream of first round picks, says Andy Ruggles. I could see Glenn picking up Bain. I don't know. I don't know. You know, they seem like they're good talent evaluators. I'm sure. I'm sure they're gonna make the right decision. I'll say that. I think the Jets may go edge. They might. They definitely need to generate a pass rush. We tanked a historical bad football for a linebacker at number 2. My chest pains are painful. But, I mean, there is a possibility we could trade up, try to get Mendoza. But you know, again, it's not bad because we need everything on this roster. Need everything on this roster. I don't care who you're taking at number 2 as long as they're a good player. I don't care that it's the number 2 pick. It should be a quarterback. I don't care. We have 3 picks next year in the first. We're most likely coming out of that draft to the quarterback if we don't do the Mendoza trade up thing. Eric, thank you so much for hanging out here, man. Let's say whatever reason the Raiders decide they don't want Mendoza and offer the pick. What are you willing to trade for it? I would trade for both first this year and a first next year. I think that's to move up one spot. I think that's plenty. I think that's good. I think that's fine. I think the Raiders would take that. There is a possibility maybe they would want a second round or 2. And we have 2 second rounders this year. I would say, okay, I want a franchise quarterback that badly. And we have a lot of cap space. So, not everything has to come through the draft. But if you have a quarterback that can play and an offensive line in front of him and some pieces on the offense, that's a start. That's a good start. You could build your defense through free agency. But again, then Even if we did that, and teams have done this before, they've traded up future draft capital to get a quarterback. So it's like you get your quarterback, you're a bad team, you get your quarterback, but now you don't have a first rounder next year. You might not have a second rounder next year. You might have a first rounder the year after that. We would be in a position where we'd get our quarterback. Still, let's say it was the 2 firsts this year, first next year, and a second this year. We still have a second rounder this year, so we'd have our first and second. Then going into next year's draft, we'd still have 2 firsts and a second. So we'd be still in great position draft-wise. 28 years later, The Bone Temple. I haven't seen any of these movies, by the way, the 28 years later movies. So I know there are 2, I think. I almost started watching one, and I didn't. I got sidetracked by something. Hey, we're not calling ourselves the Night Lords. Okay, how did this happen? Is this Shane guy or Warlock or something? Oh my God, NFC East report card. That's an old one. I think the final and combine are going to play a bigger role this year. Yeah, Moore is not starting. Raiders would be foolish to pass. I mean, they need a lot of help too. You know, so you never know. They might say, well, we're going to punt on quarterback this year. If we can get other assets, you know, you never know. I think they'd be foolish, yes. But again, sometimes if a team offers you a package and you know, like especially with everybody saying next year's quarterback draft is going to be the best ever, you can get another pick in that draft and nab one of those quarterbacks, plus 2 firsts this year. You know what I mean? Like they might look at it and say, you know what, we're not going to be competitive right away. Maybe we start putting pieces in place and wait on quarterback. You never know. Wide receiver class is good. Cornell Tate, Mekhi Lemon. I love those 2. There's Denzel Boston. People are high on. I kind of not excited about that, but Mekhi Lemon and Cornell Tate are 2 guys that I have my eye on. I was half expecting it to still be on commercials after I came back from lunch. It's on a commercial right now. Yeah, that was the NFC's report card with the Dynasty Trades in 5 guys. That doesn't exist anymore, Dynasty Trades in 5, though. Excuse the fact that I ate lunch at 7. We don't have to excuse that, Rowdy. Oh, I mean, there's no reason to excuse it. You can eat lunch whenever you want. 4 minutes, 10 seconds left in the third quarter. Dante Moore hands the ball off. All right. I could see taking a project quarterback a little later. I mean, maybe. Depends on who's there. Again, you know, what Muji has shown us is that he is a pretty good talent evaluator, based on what we saw this past draft and what we saw in season. So if there are guys, I don't want them to feel like there's a quarterback here, we have to take him. You know, if there are guys they like that they think can make the team better, you have that option this year just because you have all that draft capital and because next year is a quarterback heavy draft. So it's not a situation where they have to do that. Jets didn't get 1 interception all year. They need a safety cornerback to replace Gardner. Yeah, but they also need a pass rush too, because that's a big reason why they didn't pick the ball off. They couldn't generate any pressure on the quarterback. So that's going to be tough to intercept passes if you can't do that. Good defensive line can make your secondary look a lot better than it is. Could go QB1 Cousins, QB2 Tyrod, QB3, day 2 or 3 pick. Yeah, but you could also go, with just some whoever guy as your quarterback 2 or 3. Doesn't have to be day 2 or 3. We bring Brady Quinn back. Not Brady Quinn, Brady Cook. Bring Brady Cook back. Why not? I mean, they're not playing they're not playing for anything next year. I think they know that. I think they're being realistic about this. So, in my opinion, why waste draft capital? Take a swing on positions that you need. You might hit on somebody. Why take a swing on a quarterback was probably not going to work out. Maybe you can land the safety. Maybe you can land, interior defensive lineman. We could still use another guard on the line. What a catch! There we go. All right, we got some offense here by Oregon. So I'd rather take swings on those guys in this draft. We don't need to just swing on a quarterback for the hell of it, and then it's basically a wasted pick because he's probably not going to work out. He might not even start. He's just going to sit there, and then what? But you take a swing on a safety or something there, that guy might actually play. That guy might actually be something. Swear to God, if the Jets only win 8 games, they're going to break furniture. That's when the Jets actually, and people want to get on. Jet fans are acting like we haven't been good in forever. Yeah, no, we haven't made the playoffs in forever. But remember, we had a good roster not long ago, but it was because, our GM missed on quarterback, swung and missed on quarterback, swung and missed on left tackle. We still had a good roster, but those 2 pieces destroyed us. But other than that, the roster was good. I want them to start learning how to develop. Matt, the thing you have to understand is these things are not linear. Like when you're talking about the Jets, you have to understand this is a new regime. This isn't the same. It's not like 20 years of the same regime and they just keep they don't know how to develop a quarterback. They missed on quarterbacks. Remember that. This wasn't, the Zach Wilson thing wasn't, they don't know how to develop a quarterback. The Zach Wilson thing was Zach Wilson's not a good quarterback. Mike White was putting up 400-yard games with the New York Jets. Didn't work anywhere else. So I don't want to hear that they can't develop a quarterback. They did wrong by one guy, Sam Darnold. They did wrong by him. By, sending him away and not putting pieces in place around him. And bringing in Adam Gase thinking he was the quarterback whisperer because Peyton Manning told us he was. They made that mistake. That was Chris Johnson, not Woody. But that is so highlighted. There's such a spotlight on that. People think that's our entire history, and it's not. So, they don't know how to develop a quarterback. I don't buy that. We weren't there was no, who were we developing? We were going to develop Justin Fields, who's been in the league forever. We're going to develop him. I mean, Justin Fields, maybe he could go to a place with a Kevin O'Connell and maybe they can make something out of him. Who knows? But I don't buy that narrative, man. Glenn has gone either way, so I could see going BPA. If they win 3 games, yeah, I don't see them bringing Glenn back after back-to-back 3-win seasons. Yeah, even when we hit on a quarterback with Aaron, he lasted 4 plays. You know what I mean? Look at Brett Favre. The year we brought Brett Favre in, Jets were good that year. They were going places. Brett Favre gets hurt. I mean, like, we've had more bad luck than anything. This isn't, somebody else said on Twitter, oh, look at Aaron Rodgers now after the Jets failed him. It's like, he got hurt. And then the second year, you're talking about a 40-something-year-old guy coming off an Achilles, and he couldn't move. He wasn't moving like he is now. He wasn't able to step into his throws the way he is now. We saw that. I don't understand how those people can just make that joke. Oh, it was the Jets. No, he got hurt. It was a terrible circumstance. If he didn't get hurt, they would have been a playoff team. I still think that. The Niners saved Darnold, yeah. I think Minnesota saved Darnold. I think Kevin O'Connell saved him. Because even Daniel Jones said when he went to Kevin O'Connell, it was like the preparation was just on a different level. Ray Lucas. I was talking about Ray Lucas last night. And that's another example of coaches aren't perfect, because Bill Parcells is one of the best coaches ever in the NFL. Should have went to Ray Lucas, and he went to Rick Meyer. And then went to Ray Lucas a little too late, and Ray Lucas started winning games. Jets acquire players through draft or trade like a teenager very impulsively. Contrast that with Green Bay, who acquires players middle age. Well, okay, so under Mike McCagnon, they did do that. They just started. They looked at free agency. Mike McCagnon looked at the top guys in free agency and said, "Let's just sign all these guys." He was very impulsive. Um, Joe Douglas wasn't quite like that. He wasn't, Joe Douglas wasn't. He had the right idea. He just was. He just couldn't evaluate talent the right way. And I think we have a guy who can evaluate talent. But I don't think they're as impulsive as people make them out to be. They've had GMs before, like Idzik, that were just not. You can tell. You can tell as a fan. Like, I never liked those GMs. What we're seeing Darren Muji do is just different. The fact that they tanked properly this year is blowing my mind. I'm like, they seem like they have some intelligence there. You know what I mean? Like, they're kind of, you just look at the raw numbers and everything. You're like, oh, this looks terrible, no interceptions. But when you look behind the scenes and you see what they're doing, you're like, this is actually kind of smart what they're doing. Tomlin won with Fields, but he got black magic. But Tomlin also benched Fields though when he was winning. You know what I mean? Tomlin decided to go to Russell Wilson and never went back to Fields. He was like, there was something there that Tomlin was like, no, I don't trust him. Yeah, Tomlin winning with Russ was impressive, and Tomlin did that, yeah. Yeah, Tomlin's won with, my God, like whoever at quarterback. 37 seconds left in the third here. Oregon's still struggling. Still find it wild that in 2026, Sam Darnold has a legit bandwagon. If you had tried to tell anyone that 2 years ago, they would have called you crazy. To Joe Douglas's credit too, when he traded Sam for 2 seconds, and it was like, it was like a second and a fourth, or like he traded him for a pretty good package. They got some pretty good draft capital for Sam. But yeah, they didn't do him any favors when he was here. The real move at that point was trade the number 2 pick, let somebody else take Zach Wilson, and just build around Sam. In hindsight, that's what they should have done. But yeah, like the narratives that I see painted that the Jets can't develop a quarterback, they're impulsive, they're this, they're that, and I'm just like, like they're a team that things have not worked out for. They've tried to do the right things. They tried to hire, bring in John Harbaugh in 2018. They reached out to John Harbaugh. Reached out. I mean, if New England did not fire Gerard Mayo, Mike Vrabel would be the New York Jets head coach. They had, back in the day, they had Bill Belichick lined up, and he left because he didn't want to, the whole Woody Johnson sale happened and whatnot. So he wasn't down with that. But, just a bunch of, like, terrible sets of circumstances. Comes down to coaching and luck. Yeah. And quarterback play. Or selling your soul. True. But yeah, when the coach and the quarterback line up, and also front office, like, and that's what I think a lot of Jet fans are missing out on. And there are a few people I see talking about this. Like Peter Schrager's talked about it. When you see what Darren Muji's done, you just sit back and you say, okay, let's see this play out. Because they haven't had somebody this competent in the front office ever. I mean, Parcells, that was it. That was it. The Eric Mangini regime was okay. That was okay. And then you had, they built the roster that Rex Ryan basically was winning with. But that was a good regime. But this Darren Muji thing, I'm like beside myself. I'm like, I have confidence in the front office. That's something I haven't had in a long time. The narrative exists because have you ever seen the Jets develop a quarterback? The best quarterback since Sexy Joe Namath is Mark Sanchez. No, Vinny Testaverde, Chad Pennington. Then if we're talking about free agent quarterbacks, Brett Favre was having a great year with us. Ryan Fitzpatrick had some good seasons with us. Mark Sanchez, they were winning games, but Mark Sanchez wasn't a good quarterback. Mark Sanchez didn't go on to do anything. So to say the Jets couldn't develop him, Mark Sanchez wasn't a good quarterback. Sometimes that happens. It's not always the team. Sometimes it's the player. And have we ever seen them develop a quarterback? I mean, they developed Pennington fine. Then the Mark Sanchez thing happened. He wasn't a good quarterback. Had a hell of a roster around him. Talk about developing a quarterback. I mean, you have a rookie coming into that situation with those players and that defense and what they had on offense. And so Sanchez couldn't get it done with that. Talk about one of the best positions a rookie quarterback's ever been in. That wasn't the Jets. That was Mark Sanchez. The Jets did not fail Mark Sanchez. They put everything they possibly could around him, and he couldn't get it done. So that was not the Jets. That was Mark Sanchez. After that, what? Okay, and again, I'll give you Sam Darnold. They did not do right by Sam Darnold. They brought in Adam Gase because of the whole Peyton Manning thing, saying, "Oh yeah, this is the guy you want to develop your young quarterback." And they said, and Chris Johnson said, "Yeah, okay, cool, let's do that." And he was not the guy. He could not develop Sam whatsoever. So instead, when they fired him, instead of Bowles was there first, and then they brought in Gase to develop Sam. He couldn't do it. And then instead of saying, well, we have high draft capital, let's build around Sam because we do kind of see something there and let's kind of fix the situation, they moved off him and they went Zach Wilson. And that was a terrible, terrible evaluation of talent because Zach Wilson was not good. And Zach Wilson's not going to be good anywhere. And again, evidenced by Mike LaFleur, who had Mike White putting up 400-yard games, and Zach Wilson could barely get to like 97 yards in a game. Biggest red flag for Mark Sanchez was that he went to USC. Yeah, Boomer Esiason was also there. Kenny O'Brien was a good quarterback, by the way, too. Here's another one. He's a good quarterback. Wasn't Dan Marino, wasn't some of those other guys, but he was a good quarterback. It wasn't like he came out and looked lost. So the whole they can't develop a quarterback narrative, I'm like, well, what do you mean they can't? And then you can't make that a blanket statement because how do you know this regime can't develop a quarterback? It's a different regime. Have you seen them try to develop a quarterback? I hate those. They just when the media says this stuff, it just seems so lazy to me. Well, let me see. Gase. So, anyway, I want Muji to pick his coach this offseason. Yeah, well, that's the thing is, we at least have somebody in the front office that knows what they're doing. So if Aaron Glenn isn't the guy, Muji's going to handpick and that's what happened with Joe Douglas. And I was shocked that Joe Douglas went with a defensive guy, knowing we were taking a quarterback at 2. I thought he was going to go offensive guy. That was one of the things that made me say, like, because, Joe Douglas had that lineage, Philadelphia Eagles, Baltimore Ravens. I was like, all right, so he learned from, some of the best organizations. And then when I saw him do that, I was like, I don't love that. That doesn't make sense. Okay, but we'll see. Maybe Robert Saleh's the way to go. If you need a coach, just ask Peyton for some suggestions. Like the stream, people, says Soldier. Yes, please. I didn't say Brett Favre was developed by the Jets. I said the Jets have had good quarterbacks in their lineage, and Brett Favre was one of them. I was talking about they developed Pennington and then kind of moved on from there. What happened with the good quarterbacks from that point on? I agree with Isaac wholeheartedly. Right, Robert Saleh is slightly overrated. I think he's a little more than slightly overrated. He's good, but not elite as people say he is. Yeah, and now he's going to be interviewed for head coaching positions again, and I'm like, how is that possible? He was not a good head coach. Only franchises that have two Hall of Fame quarterbacks in the last 2 decades, I would argue: Packers, Steelers, Broncos, and Jets. Rodgers was in 3 of those. Yeah, and I mean, we didn't really have Hall of Fame quarterbacks because again, Favre didn't last the full season. Rodgers lasted a couple of plays, and then we had an injured season. So, although I think Dable would do better with the Jets, I like Dable. I like Dable as a play caller. I don't think he's a bad coach. I think it's hard. It was hard for him to win in the situation he was in. But again, now this is a fair question. Maybe Brian Dable's not what I thought he was, because I looked at the Josh Allen thing and I was like, well, he was a wild quarterback, and Brian Dable kind of reeled him in and did well with him. He got a good year out of Daniel Jones, went to the playoffs, won a playoff game, and then couldn't get anything out of Daniel Jones after that, and then just cut him mid-season. He goes to Kevin O'Connell, and then Daniel Jones is like, oh, this preparation is way different than anything I've ever seen. We're in the 4th quarter. So, maybe Dable, I thought Dable would have, I wanted Dable when they hired Saleh. I wanted them to wait for Dable. I was like, this is going to be the perfect guy to develop a young quarterback coming in. I could have been wrong about that. But I wouldn't take Dable over a bunch of guys that are out there. Like right now, Dante Moore almost threw another interception, by the way. Right now, if Dable was in the mix and the Jets were looking for a coach with the current coaching slate, the head coaching slate that we have there, let's forget about Tomlin or LaFleur. We don't know what's going to happen with them. So let's say, we have Harbaugh, Stefanski. Those are the guys that I would want. I would probably go McCarthy over Dable at this point, just because, I mean, when we look at McCarthy's history, it's similar. It's so similar to Harbaugh's. So I would probably go McCarthy at that point. And then I would look at Dable. I'm not a big fan of Cliff Kingsbury. I would probably go Dable 4th there, but I don't know how great I would feel about it. I think it would be a crapshoot, honestly. Josh Allen misses Brian Dable. Maybe, yeah. Like I feel like I don't know what Dable is. I mean, the Giants have Jackson Dart because of him, though. So he knew what he wanted, and he got them that quarterback. And that's why I was surprised they let him go instead of Shane. Because Shane was like, all right. And then they have it on video. Shane was like, all right, I mean, you're going to live and die by this, But then they let Dable go. When his defense was the one, oh my God, this punt gets blocked. This is just ridiculous. This is insane. This is insane. Blame the Giants for winning. Yeah. Ridiculous. Metalhead for the Saviors here says Giants getting head coaching looks is the league putting his lack of success more on Woody and the Jets than Saleh himself. Yeah, and they're totally doing that. And the media does that. They're like, look at Robert Saleh. They did the same thing with Todd Bowles, by the way. They did the same exact thing with Todd Bowles. Left the Jets, goes to Tampa. Oh, Brady goes there, and Bruce Arians, and Todd Bowles doesn't have to be a head coach, and he gets the best quarterback probably to ever play the game. And it was the Jets. It was the Jets. Look, Todd Bowles is succeeding now. His defense, he's a good defensive coordinator, sure. As a head coach, he wasn't. And now what's happening? Everybody in Tampa wants Todd Bowles gone. Are we hearing those? Are we hearing that narrative now that Todd Bowles is a great head coach? No. People are shocked that he still has a job. But for a little while, because he had a little bit of success, you say it was the Jets. It was totally the Jets. And then he got another head coaching job, and they were trying to run him out of town. But the organization's like, no. You have Bucs fans who are livid that they let Liam Cohen go and kept Todd Bowles. And they were livid at the time it happened. So, I mean, we're going to see the same thing with Robert Saleh, I think. They're like, Robert Saleh, look what he's doing with this injured defense and, whatever. Fine, let him go ahead be a head coach somewhere else. We're going to see the same 1,000-yard stare. Unless he has someone to rescue him like they tried to do in New York by bringing in Aaron Rodgers. They were like, please rescue us because I can't be a coach. Him and Joe Douglas were just sitting there with their fingers crossed, praying that Aaron was going to come in and save the day. That's why they got rid of a great offensive coordinator in Mike LaFleur and said, let's bring in Nathaniel Hackett, who looked terrible in Denver. How many games did he last? They bring him in. They get rid of Mike LaFleur. They bring him in because they want to lure Aaron Rodgers there to save their jobs. I mean, come on. Waggles. Yeah, Waggles is having fun this game. So, I mean, I think we're going to see the same sort of thing. You have the Colin Cowherds of the world and the Nick Wrights, and they're like, Robert Saleh, man, it was the Jets. And it's like, drives me mad. McCarthy's not good. He's good at putting a staff together. At crunch time, he's a liability. One thing I don't like about Mike McCarthy is his teams are they are rich with penalties. But I'm saying if you look at what he's done in the NFL and you put it up against what John Harbaugh has done, it's almost identical. So, with what is on the market right now in terms of head coaching, Brian Flores is a guy I would like to, but if you're bringing in a young quarterback, I want to pair him with an offensive mind that's not going to go anywhere. I don't want to pair him with a defensive head coach that might have a good offensive coordinator, and then that offensive coordinator gets poached, and now we have a bad offensive coordinator, and now he struggles because the offensive system is changing. I want to pair him with an offensive coach that's going to be there. It's going to be there long term. I'd like to see John Gruden back in the NFL. He might end up in the college ranks, honestly, but we'll see. I think he's going to coach again. I don't know if it'll be in the NFL or anytime soon in the NFL. Bucs management has given Bowles a bit of a leash for 3 years of playoffs with Brady, losing record, and Baker winning records. Yeah, they're giving him a little bit of a leash, but the fans are livid over it. And Todd Bowles is not a good head coach. Yeah, look at the quality of teams he's coached. I know, but you could say the same thing with Harbaugh. Harbaugh's had good rosters. They had good front offices. I don't know. Mike McCarthy with Dallas, though, that was would you say those were not rosters that we were looking at? Let's not kid ourselves and say, oh yeah, these are 12-win teams. He got to 12 wins with those rosters, and that was a dysfunctional situation, and he still did it. So that's what made me look at Mike McCarthy a little differently, was that little stint in Dallas. I was like, oh, okay, he got a lot out of Dak, got a lot out of that team, even though they lost in the playoffs. But 12 wins, I thought that was impressive. Saleh staying in San Francisco is a smart thing to do for both sides. Carlos making Saleh head coach, which is basically just Gannon again, would be hilarious, though. Yeah, it would. I kind of want that to happen. I want it to happen so people can see. Let him go to a place with they have Jacoby Brissett, right? So we'll see what happens. They're probably going to bring him back, and he looked like he was doing fine, but we'll see. We'll see. But Jacoby Brissett, that's another situation where does he kind of do the Geno Smith thing where he looks good, but then all of a sudden he doesn't anymore? 60 seconds. I'll be right back. my God, I walk away and Indiana puts up more points. Are you kidding me? Good God. Stop. He's already dead. Oh, there you go, Mendoza. Another touchdown. Oh, boy. Well, we have 48 or 49. What's the score? I think I'm losing count. We're getting like 30 replays here. His feet were definitely in bounds, so we don't need to see 50 replays. They need Mendoza's name to be bigger on the back of that jersey. 49. Wow. Well, I think this is going to cement Dante Moore going back to school. I don't know. What do you guys think? 59 seconds to Samuel Miller. Oh, yes. Miami game will be good. We hope. We hope. Let's see. You never know. Oh, boy. He's got a magpie to catch like a butcher bird. We'll send a quick message. Nice. I'll take a look at that. Oregon fans deserve this, says Isaac. Oh, Dante Moore throws this ball, and that is minus 3 yards. So yeah, the entire narrative tomorrow is going to be Dante Moore needs to go back to school, and he might actually listen to that because I would assume this is hurting his draft stock now, unless he came out and if he does declare, unless he comes out and has this super impressive pro day, or puts up these incredible numbers at the combine, just blows everybody's mind. He has hurt his draft stock. So, yeah, going back to school makes a lot of sense. Yeah, for sure. Moore isn't guaranteed a top 2 pick anymore. Well, I mean, we have new data, Loco. I mean, as you know, when it comes to science and evaluation, new data changes things. Okay? New data changes things. Changes things quickly. Loco on the victory lap. Not a guaranteed top 2 pick anymore. He was coming into this game. Oh, that's almost picked off. Man, he looks bad. He looks bad. You know, he reminds me of Trey Lance. This is new data. This game is new data. Coming into, if he would have won this game, he would be arguably in the top 2. Before today, we were talking about, oh, there's Joe Burrow. Hold on. 15-0. They're saying this is the greatest season in college football that there's ever been, including Joe Burrow. That's insane. There is new data because if Dante Moore came out and played well, we'd still be talking about him. Before this game, we were talking about him possibly going number 1. Let me see. Joe Burrow college stats. Dante Moore throws this ball out of bounds. Yeah, that's the thing. Is Joe Burrow's last season at LSU, he put up 60 touchdowns. I mean, that's insane. Mendoza's put up 30 something. 60 touchdowns. Crazy. 76.3 completion percentage. I don't know how they can look at what Mendoza. I love Mendoza, but I don't know how they can look at what Mendoza's done and say this is the best college. This is the best college season by a quarterback ever. Yeah, they don't know what they're talking about. They don't know what they're talking about. I disagree with that. And you guys know I love Mendoza. Doesn't even compare to Colt Brennan. Now Loco's done. He's on something. That was actually pretty insulting that they did that. That was insulting to Joe Burrow. He should call somebody, make them retract it. He should demand a retraction. I didn't know about Nuclear Man and a Superman comic. You learn something new every day. Yes, the logo creator, from what I remember, actually purchased that comic. I don't think he's had the best season ever. I think Indiana is one of the best overall teams in the past 10 years or so. Yeah, they do have a good team. There's still 8 minutes and 35 seconds left in this game. Are you kidding me? Good God. I wasn't infatuated with Drew Allor, number one. I saw a pass that Drew Allor made, and I said, we need something like that on the Jets. Something like that. And I said, I'm going to have to pay closer attention to this guy. That's what happened with Drew Allor. So Joey B was generational, yeah. Loco likes to tell tall tales. He sits there around the fire, like, gather around. I'm going to tell you some lies. Now I want to see Indiana put up a 50 burger. And I feel like it's going to happen. 49-15. This is just, good God. Good God. They ran out of things to talk about. So they're starting to say Mendoza's better than Joe Burrow. It's enough time for 84 minutes of ads. I mean, they should just raise the cost of the ads, and then maybe we'd have fewer commercials. But I don't think they care. College football, man, I hate it. I'm going to go on record and say I hate it. I'm going to still stream college games, but still, my God. My God. I'm going to do the Natty. But college playoff next year, we'll have to see. I'll probably do it. Why not? Still football. Yeah, leave Joey B's legacy alone, if you please. Official football commentators, yes. This game is 2 years in dog years. It's insane. I've seen this Packers-Bears commercial like 18 times. I feel like there's more time spent on the commercial than there is that we're going to get in the game. Let me see. No, wait, hold on. Let's see how many likes we have. Not that it matters. I mean, YouTube's like, oh, get likes, and we push a video. It's still 16 likes, but whatever. Whatever. Oh, 35% say Giants, 33% say Dolphins, 20% say a current team in the playoffs. That's interesting. Interesting. Maybe try streaming some CFL games. It's so wild and it's pretty awesome once you get into it. I don't know. I was pretty into this until the first snap of the game. Then I was like, what am I doing here? I feel like I would rather watch you guys play football against each other than this. That would be more fun. All the games, yes. All the games. I've got my rations ready. I'm going to take about a 20-minute break in between games, but we're doing all the games. We will be here, and we'll be here Monday night too. And stay tuned for that prediction, Father. See what happens. That is Amazon's biggest game this year, or perhaps ever. Yeah. Dante Moore gets away from some pressure. He throws, and that is thrown out of bounds. This does feel like watching a Jets quarterback that I was like, okay, we have a new quarterback. I'm excited, and now I'm just watching him, and I'm like, oh God. What are we gonna do? Like, that's what it feels like. Is that the Mendoza family? Steelers Nation needs me. We will see. We will see. Mike Causey with a tenor says, game is dull. So random hot take. Jason Todd is a garbage character whose only contribution to the Bat mythos was dying. He should have stayed dead. I will die on this hill. Well, I can't disagree with you. I'm not the biggest fan of the Jason Todd character. When I was intrigued when he was coming back, when I heard he was coming back, I was like, oh, that's interesting. I wasn't shocked because it's comic books. And sometimes they're just like, oh, we don't know what to do. Let's bring a dead character back. But yeah, I love Damian Wayne. My favorite Robins in order are Dick Grayson, Damian Wayne, Tim Drake, and then Jason Todd. And not even Jason Todd's just like whatever. Thank you very much, Mike Causey. I will die on that hill, he says. Oh, we got are we going to get a 50 burger? We're going to get a 50 burger. I know we are. Caleb is an idiot. He's a soldier. Wait a minute, Sean Cantrell, you going to take that from him? Where are you? How dare you hate on PFD's chosen one? Loco's just mad because he was like, Caleb's going to be a bust. And I'm like, Caleb's getting better. Tag team match right now. Me and Sean Cantrell against Loco and Soldier. That's it. It's happening. That actually is a great take. I agree, Game Show Gumbo, if you're talking about the Jason Todd thing. I enjoyed watching the World League of European football a long time ago. Yes, the Barcelona Dragons were my jam. I did enjoy that. I feel like that was actually somewhat quality football. Rich said he has never been more sure of anything than Caleb winning tomorrow. False. I did not say that. I actually think the Packers have an excellent chance of winning that game tomorrow. Jason Todd or Richard Todd? Jason Todd would have been a better quarterback than Richard Todd, actually. I had Richard Todd's autograph, though. Slightly disagree only because I like him as Red Hood. I do somewhat understand where you're coming from, though. Yeah, I think that even if you do kind of like him, you're still going to understand that take. You're going to be like, yeah, I get it. I hate the Red Hood character. I don't like it. I like Jason being the only Bat family member empathetic to Batman after Alfred died, and was the only one to say, I'm not going to crucify Bat right now because I know Alfred would not want to. That's touching. That's touching. All right, PK, stop it. I never said that. I'm right here. Soldier is funny. Look at Sean. He's saying it without a smile on his face, too. He's like, Soldier's funny. I'm just staring across the room at him. What's Caleb done that's so amazing? Did I say Caleb was amazing? Did I say he's amazing? I said he's gotten better. I said he's improving. Oh, 50 burger. There we go. 50 burger. Wow. Unbelievable. 55-15. Good God. Good God. If Josh Allen loses on Sunday, I'm convinced Sean McDermott loses his job and the Bills get blown up. Yeah, and watch for Jim Harbaugh going there. You don't exactly get the Jason Todd friendship with Roy Harper if you don't resurrect Jason, though. I don't think the resurrection thing was. I mean, again, I when I heard about it, I was like, oh, this is interesting, and I thought the story was good. I'm just not a big fan of the character. 20 years ago, the only people not to bring back from the dead, Uncle Ben, Jason Todd, Bucky Barnes, Gwen Stacy, and stay gone, Uncle Ben. Yeah, Uncle Ben doesn't come back. We have brought back Captain Stacy too, right? For a while, the Green Goblin wasn't back. He came back in the 90s. Wasn't that during like the Clone Saga when he like revealed? We all thought it was the Jackal. And then he revealed it was him, and he like had the big scar on his chest. I did say Caleb was going to be offensive and defensive player of the year. Yes, I remember that. I remember that. I wanted to say his only contribution to the mythos was getting his face caved in by a crowbar, but the super chat filter wouldn't let me. Yeah, and also he stole the hubcaps off the Batmobile, which was pretty cool. Predicted a Caleb Super Bowl. Thanks, now we're doomed. I did not predict the Caleb Super Bowl. Why is everybody against me? Why does everybody think that my predictions just lead to doom and gloom? No, I will not stand for this. I will not stand for this. Everybody's turning on me tonight. This is the PFT heel. I'm getting, you guys are heel turning on me. I'm the Marty Jannetty in this situation. Now I know how he feels. Fernando and Elsa Mendoza. They look like a very nice family. They would look great in jet green, don't you think? Sitting there all happy. Maximum clonage, yes. Oh, Dante Moore completed a pass. Look at that. Use your unlimited power for good. Curse the Texans. If this is the narrative, I'm gonna be very, very, very methodical about how I decide to do this. Fire Glenn. Oh, there were the Mendozas. Rich isn't a doomsayer. Who do you think he is? FPV? Both are bald and beardy, but at least he doesn't go in all doom and gloom on his team and others. That's right, Game Show Gumbo. You tell him. Hold on one second. The dogs are in here doing something. All right, he's back. That's right. I don't go all doom and gloom on my team. I get mad at them sometimes. Mendoza sounds like a Raiders name. No, it doesn't. It actually kind of does. We know your familiarity with curses and dark things of the world. We want to believe you wouldn't use this power for ill, but it's challenging. I get it, Mike Causey, and I am exploring the situation with the Kansas City Chiefs as we speak, and I have some sound theories for that, so just stay tuned for that. That's coming up soon. PFD is a lot like the Perna curse wheel. He cannot control who he curses. The curses require sincere belief, not overly malicious statements. By the way, I picked Indiana to win, and look what happened. So, I mean, the evidence is there before you. If anything, I just completely cursed Oregon. I saw that the only reason that Jason Todd wasn't Hush was because Jeff Loeb's contract meant that Hush had to be a new character, hence it was why it was Tommy Elliott. That would have been interesting if he was Hush. PFD was the curse all along. The Sixth Sense. There's still 3 minutes left in this game. God help every single one of us. Dante Moore, please, just get off my screen. Go away. Go far away. He has thrown more passes out of bounds tonight than I've ever seen any quarterback throw out of bounds. At least Zach Wilson would throw it to the other team. He would try to throw it out of bounds. It just wouldn't make it there. It would get picked off. At least we'd have some action. Loco's retracting messages now. Look at him. Coward. Show us the message. Can we really say this is unserious? I feel like I'm watching a murder. Yeah, I don't know what this is. This is terrible. This is terrible. 4 seconds on the play clock. 2, 1. Dante Moore swings this out to a running back. Hey, it's complete, and that's a first down. What do you know? You see, Ashley knows. She knows. I'm not cursing, or I mean, it's silly. It's so silly. I would say that somebody who did have the power to curse would probably try to do what I'm doing and lead you away, but that's not what's happening here. Picking against Oregon in big games is like picking the Jets to lose anytime. It's a guarantee. Oh, look, the Broncos are kind of good. They just haven't played anybody, and they put up like 6 points a game. Well, I can't wait to see the Broncos. Oh, the Broncos are going to get murdered. They're going to get murdered. Who are they playing? I forgot. You know, that's how they have the bye. That's they have the bye. Good that they have the bye. You know why they have the bye? Because they're going to be saying goodbye soon. Like that? I'm a wordsmith. No matter what happens tomorrow, the Bears completely blew expectations out of the water. Sean Cantrell. I'm not going to say anything about that game yet. Not yet. I have to make my score prediction for the game. We'll see what happens. Chambliss and Beck over Moore. I mean, I don't know. Super Dave says, evening Demon Burst, about to go home, just saw the score. Enjoying watching your future quarterback, whichever it is, Rich. It better not be the guy in green. I'm not enjoying watching him at all. If it's the handsome gentleman in the red, then yes, I'm enjoying that. Let me give the Ravens a power serve. In my defense, I had nothing but good in my heart when I did that. Sometimes, I think we have to examine the possibility that sometimes these players can't handle when you try to do something nice for them. Derrick Henry might have felt, or whoever it was, I forgot who fumbled, but they might have felt a little tingling and got a little nervous and dropped the football. That's not my fault. I tried to help. For a change of pace, could we get the future telling devices picks? If we had a future telling device, that might work. But as I've said time and again, there is no future telling device. I'm just ready to go home from work. I'm ready to go home from this game. I'm ready to go home far away from wherever Dante Moore is. If he's here, I want to be way over there where you can't see me. Oh, did he? Oh, okay. Don't listen to the critics. You keep blessing the Ravens. I'm trying to help the Ravens, but man, it's like they can't be. It's like they don't want to be helped. Oh, we have a Kirk Cousins commercial. A Kirk Cousins haircut commercial. That's interesting. Wait a minute. I'm sitting here saying the whole night that I want Kirk Cousins to be the stopgap quarterback for the Jets. And all I do is complain about Robert Sala's Colgate commercial. And now I have a Kirk Cousins haircut commercial. This is a bad omen. Yeah. Oh, okay. So you're gonna take him with you? Okay. Good night. I'm just ready for a relaxing weekend of NFL playoffs. No concerns this weekend. Just wait and see who's going to play Seattle. That's nice when you sit there and you have that bye week. Oh, God. Yeah, that must feel nice. That must feel nice. Let me do something here. Hold on a moment. Okay. All right. You know, I might have been feeling a surge this past season. Cam Little field goals of 70, 68, 67. That was crazy. Yeah. Third and 12. Oregon calls a timeout. Why are you calling a timeout? Why? They should be an option for you to make the time go faster when this is happening. And that's what you should call. Take a minute and a half off the clock, please. Because we want to go home. It's like these college people, it's like they never want to go home. Just stop the game. Is there a mercy? There should be a mercy rule in college. Dante Moore is back to pass. He completes a pass, and nobody cares. And there's a minute 54 left. Oh, look, we're going to score a touchdown. Oh, wow. They're going to get close to it. Nope. It gets taken down at about the 2. Jets. Next Jets head coach should be Kevin Petullo. No, thank you. No, thank you. We'll even give you an additional second-round pick and Kylie Ringo for free. If we're talking about next year, so you want to give us Kevin Petullo on a second-rounder for next year, for the season coming up? Sure, we'll take that. And then we'll just fire him. I'll take that. It would be a cool rule. You can use your timeout to remove one of the opponent's timeouts. Yeah, they should start mixing things. They have to do something else with college. Right? Like, if the other team's up by 50, you can have the option to throw the ball from the 50-yard line. If you score a touchdown, you tie the game. And if you don't, a quarter is just taken off the game. They just remove an entire quarter. It can end the game. Like, they should do stuff like that. Theory, you don't get the exact future. It only shows futures that allow you to manipulate the timeline in your favor. That's why PFD doesn't have the device. The Jets would be good if he did have it. Oh, that's an interesting theory. But there is no device, so. McDaniel for Jets OC. That's not going to happen. Oh, and they're throwing flags. These people, I mean, I don't understand. Is there only 34 seconds left? Good. They have done everything possible to make this game last as long as they could. I feel like I would rather be watching anything else on this television than this game right now. I would rather rewatch the Giants-Chiefs game. High school has a continuous running clock. They should do it here. Oh, and that ball's snapped over Dante Moore's tiny head, and he throws us out of bounds. It's another one he threw out of bounds. 29 seconds left. Good God. Good God. Are they getting paid by the hour? It seems like it. This game is dragging on this long because of Aaron Glenn. It's his fault. Yes. Exactly. Everything that's happened in this game is Aaron Glenn's fault, probably according to Matt West. At least we had the title up early. That we put that up in the second quarter, right? But I feel like it's been on my screen for 17 hours. Dante Moore, God knows what he's doing. Oh, he threw a touchdown. Look at that. Surprises never cease. Good for the world. I almost refused to update the score, but I'll do it because I'm a gentleman. You know, I'll go for 2. Maybe you can almost cut the score in half. Just kneel it out, yeah. Like, what are we doing? Don't say that, PFD. It could be worse. You could be watching the series finale of the hit HBO show The Sopranos. Did you not like the finale? With Journey at the end? Aaron Glenn was the one who put the Nair in PFD's shampoo bottle. There was no Nair. This is shaved. I do this on purpose. I shave it. I think I just washed my hair and was like, oh my God, it's gone. Aaron Glenn! No, that didn't happen. Oh, they're not going for 2? I mean, might as well. Cowards. It's like this team's coached by Matt LaFleur. Bunch of cowards. Think the coaches have advertising incentives to use their timeouts? Yeah, probably. 56-22. Is the other Mendoza brother going to come out for a drive? They're probably going to let him. 17-20, 177 yards, 5 touchdowns for Fernando Mendoza. Wow, that would look great in a Jets uniform. Go for the onside kick. Yeah, please do it. I'm rubbing my eyes watching this game. Yeah. I want to pull my eyeballs out of my head watching this game. Mendoza family looks very happy, though. They're thrilled. I'm telling you, they're going to look great in jet screen. They are going to look phenomenal in jet screen. We're going to start referring to them as the first family over the Mannings. Watch Indiana try to get a touchdown with the last 10 seconds. They probably will. They'll probably try to put up 60. Why not? Oh, and they're kicking the ball off out of bounds, so the clock isn't moving, and the people are hugging each other. Now it's going to be interesting to see what Dante Moore does. I can't imagine he's coming out after this. We need an image of PFD in full-on Doom rage pose, but yelling Glenn instead of Richards. I haven't been down on Aaron Glenn though. With Salah, yeah, I was right there. Oh, they kneeled. Oh wow, look at this. It would be great if Oregon called timeout right now. There is the great Fernando Mendoza. Man, wow, that was a slog. So we learned a couple things tonight. Number one, Dante Moore doesn't seem like he's a very good quarterback. I called that at the beginning of the game, much to Loco's chagrin. And we learned that I hate college football. It was okay. It's still football. I mean, is it though? I mean, I just feel like they take a really long time to do everything. You would think that these college kids would be smarter and they can do things faster, but that's not what happens. Well, we're going to be here for the Natty in a little over a week, so we're going to watch that. Well, see you tomorrow. Yeah, how much longer? I'm afraid I'm falling asleep. It's over. It's over. It is over, Ashley. Oh, thank God it's over. I never thought I would say those words. We get real football tomorrow, though. Thank the Lord. This college stuff, man. Good God. But we get real football tomorrow. NFL playoffs. Oh, thank God. Thank you to all of you who hung out, liked the stream, donated. Ashley is your stream's high offering. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mike Causey. There's Dante Moore. Get off my screen. I never want to see you again. That's it for Waggles, who came in and cursed Oregon early. For Rowdy, your hardcore champion. For Sean Cantrell, your Demon Lord champion. Hey, we're going to see a Bears game tomorrow night. Bag clip. Yeah, I should have put the bag clip on my face. I should probably reach out to the company and see if we can strike a deal to make these. A little PFD image on them. Have a great night. Bring on the pros. Yes, please, God, bring them on. Bring on the pros. I would rather, oh my God. My God. I'd rather watch week 18 all over again than watch what I just saw. See you guys tomorrow night for Fernando Mendoza, of course. God, I hope he's the next Jets quarterback. For PFA, for Lucas and Astro, for Lorraine, who watches every single stream, for my nephew and PFA's brother, who are watching me over at the bar. I am Rich Jodice, the Pro Football Demon, and I will see you guys soon.